Boom. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live. MicDrop podcast. You know what I'm saying? Back in the building with my guy, What's the Dirt, and Difran Daily. What's the Dirt? Say what's good to the people, bro.
What's good? What's good? Thanks for having me, bro. Again.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah. It's definitely been a minute. Definitely been a minute. It's been like 6-7 months, man.
Yeah.
And I got my boy Difran here, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
We're in the building, man. We here all the time, recurring guests. We got a lot of things to get into today, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to everyone in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Gaming with Dawson. Ashir Khan, Aiden Compton. I like that last name. Shout out to Callie in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for Family Matters breakdown. Okay, so you got your guys in here. Okay,
yeah, you're gonna get that a lot.
They rolling. They rolling. I can see.
Oh, they definitely rolling. They definitely rolling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, what's new, bro? I know it's been 6 months since you've been on. I think the last time you were on, I think that was around the time you did I think it was the Nas. I forgot what video.
It was Kendrick Drake. It was the Kendrick versus Drake video that I did. That was the first thing that we spoke about. And that's the one that really turned out to be my biggest video after. I think it's pretty close to 8 mil now. That's a huge video for me. But that's when we first spoke, I believe, about that.
Yeah.
So, since then, a lot's changed for sure. We got the beef, obviously. That's huge. And all I'm doing is just breaking down these records, man. Trying to do the best I can, right? Trying to do the best I can with each record and do it justice as best as I can. And pretty much it.
That's dope. And Difran, what's been new with you, my guy? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing, man. I've been here talking shit, doing my thing. That's it. That's all we here. We here talk shit. Get to the truth, man. Let's get to the truth.
Get to the truth, man. So apparently with this, obviously got to talk about the Drake Kendrick beef. So what's the dirt? Give me like your basic thoughts on how the beef went. Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? Do you think Drake should maybe take a break? Do you think he should pop out? Do you think Kendrick's going to drop an album this year? What are your general thoughts?
So first, let's start with the beef. The beef has been brewing forever. I always expected this beef to happen. I always thought that one day these two would go head to head. They've been subbing each other way too long. It's clear that they didn't like each other, and it was only a matter of time before it happened. Now, as far as who won, it's not even a question. It's not even a debate. Anyone who's even saying that it's complete delusion to say that Drake won, which I can't believe people are still claiming. Kendrick washed Drake. Washed him, out-strategized him, out-planned him. It was almost like too easy for him. And I even heard from someone that's connected to, I heard from a person who's connected to Kendrick's camp, and they said they were surprised at how uncalculated Drake was. Because Drake was known as this calculated guy. Like I went on record 100 times and said Drake's calculated. Look how he approached back to back, and look how he's had a pretty calculated career up until this point, and maybe to push a point too. So they were even surprised over there on that end. Like, really, he's this fucking all over the place. Like it was this easy. It was a clear knockout, man. What else can you say? Kendrick had a better plan. Like that whole time that Drake did push-ups, then Drake did tailor-made. He was so confident. He was like, you're pacing around in your apartment. You don't know what to do. He got nothing to drop. Use this as he's got nothing to drop button. That whole time when he was doing that, Kendrick was stacking records. He was building his plan, right? And I think all of those records he pretty much had recorded. He might have changed them a little bit, but I think he had his roadmap set up for a while. I also think that Kendrick was thinking for a long time of what a battle would be like with Drake and what he would do and what angles he would use. And he did it perfectly.
Okay. But as far as like musically, who do you think? Do you think it was still Kendrick that musically
sonically?
Yeah.
Well, like you just got to look at Not Like Us, right? Like it is a fucking bop, right? It's a #1 record. The impact it had. Uh, I think musically, Kendrick won too, just off the strength of that record and the impact that it had. Like, when he did Meet the Grams, people were like, oh, well, Family Matters was a sonically better record. Like Meet the Grams, that's just you play that one time and you're over it. And I agree, Meet the Grams, I'm not listening to that driving in the whip, let's say, right? But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
he drops the bop. Then
Yeah.
he drops the fucking bop, right?
Do you feel like he had to drop the bop because of
I think that was
the
just part of his strategy. I think he knew that Meet the Grams was dark and eerie, and he probably anticipated Drake to write something that was catchy. So I think he combated that with, okay, let's just do the exact same thing. Let me do something like that. He did it. He did it perfectly. He made zero mistakes in the beef. Kendrick made zero mistakes. Drake should read the 48 Laws of Power again because he broke every law.
Yeah, I think he really just underestimated Kendrick Lamar, which was his biggest mistake.
I think he put a lot of credence in the info that he had, like this thing about the kid and this thing about his wife. Like he thought that was going to be enough, but it wasn't. Like what he was saying wasn't as believable because Drake didn't have the credibility that Kendrick had. Like a lot of the stuff that, like, even since the music video came out, a lot of stuff that Kendrick talked about in his diss tracks, or a lot of stuff that Drake said to Kendrick, he's kind of disproven. Like, even like he got YG up on stage with him. That the optics look crazy. He's got Chris Brown dancing around in the club listening to Not Like Us. Like he name dropped him. He talks shit about his family. They're dancing in the music video. He talks shit about Dave Free. He's at the end of it. He produced it. I mean, he kind of stepped on a good part of a lot of what Drake said. Yeah. So, and Drake didn't do that.
Yeah. No, you get it. Go ahead. Okay. I was always thinking about this. I don't know if a lot of people in the chat were thinking this as well. Do you think it would be the same outcome if Drake dropped The Family Matters, and then instead of Kendrick dropping Meet the Grams, he dropped Not Like Us, and then the day after he dropped Meet the Grams?
Nah, I think Meet the Grams
think that would have the same impact or no?
Well, I do think that Not Like Us is a stronger record as far as like a hit, right? Like I think Not Like Us would have definitely been the bigger hit. I don't think it would have made a difference as far as how popular it was, but I do feel like Meet the Grams was necessary as well because of just how dark and eerie it was and personal. Like it's a very dark diss record. So I feel like that was needed too. Like I said, I think it was all part of his plan. He was very calculated in the beef. And then he said he had five more in stock. Like he has more diss records, which I believe him because I don't think he's going to come out the gate and call someone a PDF file, like very bold claim, and not have anything to back that up. I feel like he had more stuff in the talk that was going to get revealed later. I do believe that.
Do you think those other diss tracks are going to be stuff that's referencing the whole like pedo grooming thing, or is it just like general like diss tracks? You think? Okay.
Probably no. I think he's got more. Like he, I don't know if he anticipated Drake to bow out as quick as he did. I don't know if he thought that was going to finish him. Maybe, but like I said, I don't think it's over. Me personally, I don't think it's just going to end like this. I think Drake is going to be sending subs. He's going to be not going to be able to keep his mouth shut. We've already seen him on social media having his little comments and talking about the bots and doing these little cryptic Instagram posts referencing the beef. And when it comes to his music, it's not going to be any different. He's not going to be able to keep his mouth shut about this Kendrick situation. He's going to be subbing Kendrick, and I feel like if he does that too much, or if he hits the wrong nerve with Kendrick, I think he might fire on him again. That's one of my predictions. I think he will say, "You didn't have enough, okay?" Because Kendrick is up right now, right? Like from this beef, like
for now he is.
I don't think he's ever been this well favored. Like everyone loved Kendrick, period. But if Kendrick dropped a new album right now, I think it would just be fucking nuts, man. Like it would go crazy. It would
be the biggest look. This will be the biggest, probably first week everything he's ever had. In his career because of this.
Yep, facts. It would be.
But
now, like, how much? Okay, if he does drop an album, how much do we think he's doing a week though? Like,
if he does drop an album,
I don't think
he's saying 700. Or we saying
I say 500. 500.
I would
because
say
people want to make it seem like he's doing $1 million first week off of Not Like Us. Like, you know,
like, bro, like between 600 and 800, probably. Like, you know, over $500,000, I think for sure. I mean, he's got everyone talking right now.
Yeah, I guess
even the way he's rapping at the beginning of that music video, it gets you kind of excited about what he's doing. If he makes an
album full of those, I could definitely see.
Like it's Is he about to really put on for the coast and try to bring West Coast music back? Is he like really gonna try and is he gonna lean into that now and like be like, yo, I got to do something? Because let's just keep it real. Like a lot of people have said it. West Coast music hasn't really been favored outside of the West Coast for a long time. Is he going to try and support artists, bring it back? I don't know. But
yeah, I think it's going to be more like a Caitlin Clark situation.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, we like that from him. Everybody, we don't like everybody else. We like Kendrick. All you other guys, like, we don't like y'all. We like him. So, like, it'll be looked at as good, but it's like, no, we like him. We don't like y'all.
He did it so well, man. He did it. He did that style, like the whole thing. Like, we've never really heard a track like that from Kendrick, like on a Mustard beat.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
It sounds amazing.
So, what do you think about, you know, I hear some Drake fans say that Kendrick only is acknowledging the West Coast artists because it's more of like an opportunity for him to kind of use it as a rollout for his album. He's not really for West Coast culture. This is what a lot of Drake fans are saying that. Say. A lot of Drake fans I'm hearing say this, that he's more of a culture vulture,
bro. Like, no, he's not using this as bro. He put the West Coast on his back in this beef. Like, Drake was disrespecting the West Coast, and he stood up to the plate and did what he had to do. And I don't think it's just a rollout. I think he's from the West Coast, bro. He's from Compton. Like, he's always been about the West Coast. He's always, you know, this is not something new. He just took the opportunity to give some people some shine. Although, how much shine did they really get from that, though? Really, just being on the stage.
That has a lot to do with
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Yeah. I didn't know at least 60% of the people on the stage.
Anybody on DJ Headset, you probably didn't know. Mustard Set, you knew those guys most likely.
Yeah,
on DJ Headset, it's like, nah, I don't really know. Like, I might know a couple of y'all, you know, like Westside Boogie, maybe, you know, we know a couple.
Yeah, there's some people. There were some people up there I knew, but like I was trying to think, are these all just gangbangers or are these guys all artists? Like, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know if like he was trying to send a statement that way and I didn't take the time to look into who the people were either. I'm sure someone has.
They're gangbanger rappers. Yeah,
they're both. They're both.
Yeah, my thing with Kendrick is, I think optically it just looks like you've never seen him, I guess, overwhelmingly embrace like people that weren't his West Coast people. I want to bring up Drake, but like Drake, he'll just post random motherfuckers albums that you never even heard of. Like when he posts Baby Drill, like I don't know the fuck Baby Drill, but he'll just post
no
people.
idea.
Kendrick is more like, we'll post Schoolboy Q Drive, we'll post
Rashad,
we're not really bringing up Drake Yo, and like, you know, we're not bringing up these guys. And now for his angle, for the culture angle, he has to bring and embrace all these people at, you know.
Yeah, like I just think it was important for him to do that for that moment, and that it made a lot of sense, right? But like when you talk about Drake posting people, like they both navigate social media so differently. We barely see Kendrick post anything. So like, you know, like I don't really look at that as he's not promoting people or whatever. I just think he's not on social media really, right?
He's never on social media. He ain't been on social media since the beef, except for posting this song drop, this video drop, this name drop.
And that's what also made him look a lot better. And that's what also made Drake look like a dumbass, really. For all the bullshit he was doing and the trolling he was doing and the antagonizing, and it didn't make him look good in the end.
Yeah, because last year could make him bite you in the ass. Like, it's like
it did.
Especially, like I said, that one tweet you said, or not tweet, but the Instagram comment, like, use this as they don't have nothing to drop button. And then you look back, it's like a windfall came like right after that.
And like the nah, you following through. Like, no, it sounds.
And this is something that Bubba Basher said in the comments. He said, "Nah, this is not even a Drake stan thing to say. Drake has put on more artists than probably anyone ever."
I'm not gonna disagree with that at all. Drake.
Yeah, that's why the culture vulture shit to me was so like.
Yeah, it was like kind of like.
It's like, bro, he's giving more than he's even really gaining him. To me, like, give a Black Boy Dead a career. Like, people say, "Oh, Migos was popping," but let's not act like Drake hopping on Versace didn't. Like,
the record was out of there.
They did what they did. You know,
that
but
made that set the Migos off. Let's be real.
Let's not act like Lil Baby, Drake getting on Yes Indeed didn't help Lil Baby. Like, yeah, he already had freestyle. He was popping in Atlanta, whatever. Like, let's not act like that wasn't a massive look for these people.
It helped the artist more than it helped him, honestly.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Drake has done all these favors for people, but they're not like really giving them that love back a lot of times too, right? Like, they're quick. A lot of people are quick to turn on Drake.
Yeah.
When he's giving them a lot of looks, right? So I'm sure Drake has. I'm hoping he looked at this situation and at least learned something from it, right? Like, had a little more self-awareness, because the whole world was just preying on his downfall in this thing. Like, pretty much everyone, aside from the OVO people. I mean, like, people that didn't even listen to hip hop were saying like they wanted Drake to get out of here. Like, you know, like it's just he's a pretty hated dude.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. It's like the LeBron effect. You've been on top for so long. It's like they build you up so much to a point to where they can't wait to tear you down when the right opponent comes up that's like, you know, a decent challenge to whatever he's been doing for how. It
don't necessarily have to be an opponent. You could just get too big for what the people think you should be. Like, Kevin Hart. Everybody, like, bro, you can tell me in middle school, but Kevin Hart was the greatest, whatever. He got to a certain level.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'll give you, he wasn't.
He transcended his industry
when he was in the but it was so easy to like just tear him down and destroy him. But I see a lot of people in the comments, they keep saying like, you know, he benefited. I didn't say Drake didn't benefit from being on records with people.
He has to benefit.
I'm sure everything that Drake does, he's not doing it for no reason. Like, when he does a record with Wizkid, he's trying to tap into that market. When he does a record with who's that other dude, the Spanish dude,
Bad Bunny.
The Bad Bunny or whatever. Yeah, when he does shit with him, the Bad Bunny, he's doing that for a reason, right? He's trying to infiltrate that market. So I do agree with that to an extent. I don't think he's doing anything like just for 100% support of that artist. I think there's always a bit of a trade. But even with that said, he's still helping people. But it'll be interesting to see if the Drake feature is as powerful as it used to be.
That sounds like a point that I made. Yeah,
that's like the Clip Wings thing.
You know what's fucked up? Like, because I always said, like, going into this beef, like, hip hop heads like us or whatever, right? We'll probably look at this situation and might look at Drake a bit differently. But people like my girl, for example, who's in the bathroom, like, doing her makeup, listening to Drake, like, dancing around, like, there's millions of people who are like that, who just do not give a fuck about this whole situation. But then, like, 2 days ago, my girl, like, there was a music video of Drake on the TV, and she was like, I can't really look at Drake the same anymore. And I was like, what? And I was like, really? She's like, he kind of looks like a bit of, like, after all this, he kind of looks like a clown to me. And I'm like, oh. And she's like that type of fan. So I'm like, did this really have that type of impact where it's able to impact these types of fans? I still feel like there's a lot of people who are, all they care about is the music, right? But it'll be interesting to see how his next big hit is received and shit, right?
Yeah. But I think a lot of time in music, a lot of things are just like perception. And right now his perception is
not good.
Yeah.
It's down. It's out the window. So it's like, yeah, people can be like, yeah, you know what? Because it's not necessarily like they're listening to what everybody else is saying, but it's so overpowering. You kind of like, what am I seeing this wrong? Is there something wrong with this guy? So some people like, there's like, they're just sitting with everybody saying, like, okay, you know what?
Yeah,
it's a little weird. Like that video is a little bit cringe. I don't really like this song right here. So like, perception is we see it all the time with all these rappers. Like,
yep.
To me, like I said, I'm not saying Lil Baby's on a My Turn level anymore, but he still wasn't making horrible music. But people act like he was making the worst music. Like he's like at every rapper that was dropping, he made the worst music ever. I was like, come on.
The chat gonna kill you for that one.
That's fine. Even like the baby did the thing. He was on stage and said what he said. It's like the baby's music isn't so different than when he dropped, but his perception is toast.
That's a good point.
That's
a really good point.
He's done.
Yeah, the baby was like the hottest thing coming at it. He was like the hottest new upcoming artist at one point. And then he does this shit and perception changes. Like it crazy.
But it is what it is. Kendrick, he executed what he's supposed to do. Like I said, I rank the songs, what's my favorite? My favorite song is Family Matters. And then you can go into Euphoria is my second favorite song. And then I used to be like push-ups right there, but as I'm like, when I go,
I love push-ups.
I'm not really listening to push-ups as much. I would say that they're probably like Not Like Us, then push-ups. So you got 2 Kendrick songs in the top 3. So,
mine would probably be Not Like Us would be number 1. Because I think it's going to go down as one of the best diss tracks of all time. Just because of just think about it, man. Like, even how he performed it, like we had Pac do at the House of Blues. He hit him up one time, and that was like a big deal, right?
Yeah.
This guy brings this fucking record back 7-8 times. I don't know how many times it was, but it was insane. Celebrating his win, dancing, mocking him, like never been done before. Like there's never been a moment in hip hop like that where another artist is embarrassing someone to that extent, like on stage, like with his whole, like the whole West Coast thing. It was crazy. And now he's got the music video, which everyone's talking about. Like, it's just, the record's going to go down. It's iconic. The record's iconic.
Yeah, if I was taking myself out of it, then obviously you have to say Not Like Us was the biggest record.
Yeah. Oh, you just mean like,
I'm talking about me, but like if I was looking at my Spotify Wrapped and I was like, what songs am I listening to the most? Like Family Matters when I listen to the most. But if I was like to take myself away from it, obviously it'd be Not Like Us. Like I don't even think you might not be able to put a Drake rating. We're just talking about the grand scheme until maybe, but people say Meet the Grams is better than Family Matters. I don't get that. But people would say probably like Not Like Us, Euphoria, Meet the Grams. They might even say 616. And then double Drake is, but whatever.
Mine would be Not Like Us, probably Family Matters, then Push Ups, then Euphoria. Yeah. But it might change every time.
616 gets a lot of hate. I don't know why.
I don't hate it, but I'm just
saying.
Not big
on,
I love that song a lot.
It's not.
It's just, I think all the records were pretty. Like the only record that I don't listen to is Meet the Grams. Like if I'm going through my Spotify while I'm driving and I'm pressing next, and then like 616 comes on, I'll probably listen to it. Like if Meet the Grams comes on, I'm probably gonna skip it. Like it's just not the type of record for me in that way. But it did its purpose, right?
It did what it was supposed to do, yeah.
It did what it was supposed to do. That was all part of Kendrick. He had a plan. He, when Drake was accusing him of pacing around in that apartment, he was recording these records, structuring his plan. And he had zero mistakes, and he did everything perfect. I mean, I don't think anyone could say that Kendrick made one mistake in this beef. He didn't.
Shout out Bryce.
Shout out to the boy Bryce and real thoughts in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So what does this mean for Drake? So we kind of know this is obviously like a perceived win for Kendrick, or whatever. Most people would say it's a win for Kendrick. We're assuming that Kendrick's going to drop an album. So what does this mean for Drake? Because a lot of the tracks that Drake's been dropping lately haven't really been it. The things that Drake's been doing, going to the white parties, doing all of these little questionable things. It's like, if Drake does drop a song or a project, what do we think it's going to do? Like as far as first week sales and just the perception of it, and what is that going to mean for his entire legacy? Because it's obviously Drake, right?
His legacy is tarnished regardless after this. Like it's tarnished. Like you're not going to be able to convince, no matter what Drake does, even if he puts out a number one album, there's still going to be tons of people who are not going to fuck with Drake just off not only this beef, but before. But I feel like this beef just made people hate him even more. And I don't think you're going to be able, nothing he does is going to be able to change those people's minds. But I feel like he does need to put out if I was Drake, I would take a step back for a bit, first off, and disappear for a bit. Stay off social media, give it 6 months or whatever, then drop a banger. Something like a banger that, right?
Song or album.
Drop a big single and then drop an album maybe shortly after.
Because like Difran said, perception is everything. So if he does wait,
this guy goes Drake. This guy said Drake's legacy isn't tarnished. Stop being dramatic. How do you think it's not?
Well, tarnished? I don't think it's tarnished to the level that people are making it out to be. Like Drake is still going to be.
He's got 2 big L's on his resume, man.
We don't go like.
See, that's where I'm like,
that's
an L, man. That's a bad L.
It's a bad L, but it's not like
it's a bad L.
If he never battled Kendrick, it wouldn't be as big of a. It'd be like, okay, that happened. That was an L. He did lose. Like Eddie done all that.
He's got 2 L's on his jacket, man.
Kendrick was like more damaging overall.
Something that I do think though is if Drake didn't hold back that record from the Jay Prince shit, this career-ending diss that he had, which I do believe he had something. I think if he dropped that record, the perspective of Drake would be a lot different. If he didn't hold it back and he actually let it, and if he dropped it, I think the perspective of him would have been different into the general consensus and going into this beef too. I think things would have looked a lot different for Drake, but he didn't drop it, as you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like I said, I think he just needs to focus on himself. I think doing the whole, I said this in the video I did like another day, him doing the Sexy Red song to me is like, you're not going to tell me who I can do records with. Like, you don't got to do that.
That's almost like you put that out
there. You
don't
got to prove to us. Like, you don't have to do the record with Sexy Red.
That's great. Like, you don't have to prove anything to anybody.
You have to do that. Camila Cabello, maybe they've been working on some shit before the beef. It was like, he promised to her, whatever. Cool, I get it. But even like people like, oh, that didn't do anything. It's like, I'm a Drake fan. I'm not give a fuck about the Camilla record. I'm sorry.
I heard that the Camila Cabello thing, those records were done before the beef even happened.
Yeah.
And that like they just waited. They knew the beef was happening now at that point, so they just held it back.
Yeah.
And they probably should have waited a little bit longer even to drop it, but whatever. Ghostwriting, hiding kids. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things against him now at this point for sure. Like his leg, you can't say that his leg, like all these things were things that we heard about Drake for a while. Like obviously the ghostwriting thing's something he can't escape, but it really got another big bright light shine on it through this beef. Then we got the PDF thing. Like it's never been amplified to this extent. We got a #1 record now that's calling him that, where even the casual fans, they hear that and they remember it, right? It's a pretty strong statement. Shout out to Difran for sharing his platform.
My platform.
NJ. Shout out to NJ.
Shout out NJ. But even like that, even like when that person said like ghostwriting thing, okay, that was like a stain. Like that's like a damn. What are you doing here? The hiding kids thing is like, why? Like we're using like whenever people start doing like this moral thing with rappers, it's like you think a lot of these like I just don't understand that. Why do you give a fuck about Drake's kid? And I get it. If she was a P star. Y'all saying she was smashing Rocky, this guy. Yeah, I got to make sure. I'm a damn near billionaire. I got to make sure this kid is mine before I'm out here. Hey, this is my kid. And then when I say it's my kid, and then y'all find out it's not my kid, y'all gonna clown me. So let me make sure this is my kid first before I'm out here publicly letting y'all know, hey, this is my baby. But even like if he didn't want to tell y'all, what?
I think. I don't know if he was really trying to hide the child. I think like you're right. It's just the timing of Pusha and however he got that info. Really was the nuke against him, right? I mean, that's like the shock value shit that pretty much wins a lot of beefs at the end of the day. It's like this, like we don't know for sure that Pac fucked Faith Evans, but a lot of people just don't care. They just ran with it. And it's the same with, it's like moments like that where that helps to win beefs apparently, right? So people just like the way that it sounds.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to Drake, there's like a few iffy things about, like there's things that we've been seeing happen over the years that could make people think that, it's plausible or whatever. I'll never come out the gate and say that he is that because there's no proof there's no solid proof really, but there's definitely some weird things that
questionable things.
Questionable things. Like I'm 35. I'm not gonna go on a yacht with a 13-year-old, like, and I'm not gonna reach out to a 13-year-old to do it. What's strange about it is she's not even in his industry. Like, she's in the film industry. He's in the music. Like, where and why did this connection happen? Like, what enticed you to reach out to her? Like, that's what I find weird.
Yep.
I would say Drake is Drake's a clout guy.
And then how come no other rappers you hear of shit like this? Like, it's weird.
You want that type of clout? Like,
he's like a who's the most popular person. Obviously at the time, Stranger Things was the biggest shit in the world. He's like, oh, that's 11. But like, I was like, I wouldn't be texting no 13-year-old. So like, I'm not even like, that's not me. I wouldn't.
Yeah. No, it's definitely.
So like I said, those things like that start to stack up on you, and it's like, okay, look at this. Even the story that was going around, like they took a picture with the girl, and then she was 16, and then they say he rented out the thing when she was 18. Even though I've seen the article that said like she was like, I wasn't even there. I was in New York, and that was in that wasn't even me. So it's like she dispelled that or whatever. But then, like I said, like the 17-year-old at the show. It's like when that comes out, I was like, okay, you got that, and it's just things start to pile up. Has he ever had intercourse with a child? I don't know if that's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if Drake smashed a few 17-year-olds. Like, I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Knowingly or unknowingly,
I would not be surprised at all.
But that's the thing. If we start to say that and we open up that conversation, it's a lot of artists that people love probably have smashed younger.
Yeah, like I'm not like
don't want to say no names, but we know.
Bro, I feel like like you just gotta think about. I mean, Tyga was with Kylie Jenner. How old was he?
Tyga, Jay-Z, like we could really, if we start to really talk about it, let's not be one-sided. It's just Drake doing this. Like, it happens in it. R. Kelly, we know. Like,
yeah. I mean, and the other thing too is that comedian came out the gate. I can't remember his name, and he was like, and it just seems strange that he would just come out and say this like a while back before any of this happened. He was like, yeah, he's like, I love Drake, but like, I've heard that he's into the young ones. I've heard this. And he's like,
I'm not saying that to justify it. Like it's.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm just saying. The way that there's just a lot of little things like, but if it's not fucking true, man, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him if it's not true. Like, that must really, really suck if you got people accusing you of this brutal thing and it's not true. Shane Gillis is his name, yeah. But if it is true, then he deserves to be locked up for it. Really?
Yeah. Go to jail. I mean, if you smashing people underage, whatever, go to jail.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is another guy that I saw in the comments. There's another guy that likes to be with the younger ones, But I don't think he usually be.
He goes like to 20.
Yeah,
to like 25.
Like, bro, like what? Like, yo, like
if 25, he dumps them.
Just because you like younger women doesn't mean you like children. Like
yeah, it's like
murky. Like that,
I mean,
people just use that term really loosely now. Like,
you got to look at any rock star too, or like any like that's what they do. They fuck groupies and they're like that age, right? So I mean, that's just kind of maybe just comes with the life. A lot of people think it's weird, but I don't think there's many men who would be like totally against smashing a gorgeous 21-year-old when you're 40. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
There's nothing pedophile about that.
They'll make you believe that nowadays. Like me personally, like I don't
Led Zeppelin,
but like I don't even think about like shit like that. But yeah, I mean it's whatever. Like if he did it, it comes out. It's like you ain't gonna defend him. Oh no, he maybe he didn't know she was 14. It's like no, he like send him up river. Like what are you talking about?
Even in Canada, I think it's like the age of consent is 16, but it's not socially acceptable. Like if one of your boys tell you like, yeah, bro,
it's took down a 16-year-old.
Yo, dude, she's in grade 11, bro. Like it's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly.
Yeah, morally it's not right, obviously, but a lot of places legally it's
yeah, and I mean, I think Kendrick was alluding to a lot of that on 616 when he's talking about him being a sightseer and going to Ibiza and all these places that he's been going on this yacht. You know, someone said the chat is fucked.
I seen this Lex person. I don't know. Maybe that's from one of y'all's channels. Stop saying it's legal. When this thing about YouTube commenters, like, because we're stating a fact, not saying we're like, when do we say
it's actually right?
It's actually correct. But
we're not politicians. We're not in conflict.
What's the dirt just said is it's legal 16, but it's not socially acceptable. But for some reason that like flies over people's brains.
Weird as fuck, like.
But anyways, the shit like that be like, they're like, what you
yeah, I mean,
let me not get triggered because that's what, like, oh, that nigga got triggered. I'm about to go. So let me just
You know how
and
it
like
goes,
there's someone that I know who's close to Drake, like sort of, and he knew this girl that he was growing up with, and he said she was a dime piece, beautiful girl, and she was going to Drake like way back in the day. She'd be going to Drake's like parties and shit and be at his mansion and all that stuff. And she was like, he asked Drake, like he asked her, like, yo, you're always around Drake. Like, did he ever try to fuck you? Or like, cause he said she was smoking, right? And she's like, no, he doesn't. Like, he likes to go with the younger kind of girls or whatever. Like, and she was like, he said she was like 26 or 27. So I don't know if that means that he, like, you know, goes with the 19 or 20-year-olds, but it's just another weird
even
example.
That is like
and I will preface by saying, I don't know. That is a third-hand story that I got, so I'm not going to sit here and say that's fucking true.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, they said that's third-hand information.
Take it with a grain of salt, a huge grain of salt.
Grain of salt.
Drake, if they show me that Drake talking about he smashed 16-year-olds, like, yeah, get rid of him, R. Kelly him, lock him up, Harvey Weinstein him, whatever. Like, niggas ain't about to. He ain't gonna be able to make a, like how R. Kelly was able to make "Step in the Name of Love" and kind of like weasel his way out of that. For me, Drake can't make a whatever to weasel out of.
And that's the thing. When people say shit like that, like all Drake has to do is just drop a hit song, he's right back on. What does a hit song for Drake in 2024, 2025 sound like now? Like, he can just drop a great album and he'll be good. What does that sound like?
That's the thing. Look, this is what's going to be really interesting.
What can Drake talk about that makes his next album a classic?
Kendrick said verbatim, you can't tussy slide. And someone just mentioned that. You can't tussy slide your way out of this one. And I mentioned it in my breakdown how he dropped that record like just 2 months after this whole viral clip of him, you know, kissing his 17-year-old girl on stage. Then a couple months before that, he had this SA allegation that was making big news. So the big Tussy Slide was a massive hit, and I guess it helped kill some of the noise. But Kendrick's saying that he's not gonna be able to do that, so it's gonna be interesting to see if that's the case. Because at the end of the day, I feel like there's a huge portion of fans that are just gonna listen no matter what, as long as it sounds good to them. They're just gonna.
Yeah, there's obviously going to be the casuals that listen to Drake regardless. You know.
Yeah, not even just like if it's a radio hit, it'll be on the radio, right? And people will listen to it.
Which is why, like, when people say his legacy is tarnished, it's like, was he not just artist of the decade the last?
Like you can say he has more chinks in his armor for sure. Like that's like he's got
absolutely.
Oh,
as far as like a rap discussion, absolutely.
Yeah, he got chinks.
Rap discussion. But as an artist, Drake is it's Drake.
Yeah,
like
one of them Twitter handles that always put out those those tweets that are like, this guy's the highest streamed artist of the year so far. Like he got 9 billion streams so far this year. It's like people are still consuming Drake's music.
They are like, fuck, I'm still consuming his music. I still listen to Drake. Like I said, there's no concrete proof of anything happened. If something came out today and said, and here's the other thing, I feel like if something happened to Drake. And like, let's say, God forbid, Drake, he was gone tomorrow, right? Yeah. I feel like a lot of people would change their tone because guess what? You're not going to get any more Drake music. Just think about that, right?
They're going to have Kendrick.
I think a lot of people would. They would be celebrating his life and talking about him like an icon, right? A lot of people would. McDonald's over 1 billion.
Where the Family Matter breakdown? Yeah, where is that Family Matter breakdown, man?
I'm working on it right now.
The streets need it, man. The streets need it.
I'm working on it. Yeah, they're relentless, man, because they'll be like, it was really hard on me with the beef because I wasn't dropped. Like everyone was doing their breakdowns, and like people like, you're behind, you're out of here, you fumbled the bag, you fucked up. No one's gonna watch your shit. I'm unsubscribing. Lots of comments like that, right? And I just try to. It takes time for me to do it in the style that I do, but that's just how I make content, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it works, like why?
I mean, you because now you can just look at the concept of it. Like, look at 616. Like that shit got 1 million views. Okay, well, people are still gonna watch this shit regardless. Like they're gonna.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
I always felt like if you just put I was like, there's no way I'm putting my heart and soul and putting hundreds of hours into this one project, and I'm gonna put it out, and it's not gonna do anything. Like it's got to do something. You know,
because if you rush it and slap together, then they're gonna be like, he fell off.
That was inaccurate.
That was inaccurate.
Oh yeah,
take your time.
There's that too. But now I feel like because of the success of the breakdowns I put out, people are kind of giving me a little bit more breathing room now for the next ones and plus I just hired my girl. She just quit her job of 11 years. And then my little brother, I hired him. He's working with me, and they're going to help me like with different things. Right. So, I'm trying to speed up the whole thing. Right. And I'd like to be able to get to a point where I'm dropping a video every 2 weeks, but there's some things you can't rush, like where I'll be looking at a line or like that noise at the beginning of 616 that I spent like a week wasted my time, by the way. But there's things like that I chase that I just can't speed that up, right? It's just it is what it is, right? We need the Not Like Us breakdown. Very excited to do that.
So, but even I was gonna go back to the Drake legacy thing. It's like people like, oh, he was in the hip hop people, like his legacy's been since he came out the gate. So it's like those people were never gonna put him in top 5 ever. So it's like
no.
Even without Kendrick, without Pusha, before Kendrick, those people still never had him in the top 10, top 15, top 20 even. So it's like, never. To me, when I see people say that, it's like some of y'all probably never even like Drake. Like if you tell me Drake's legacy's over, I would never put it. It's like, and you tell me you never liked him. It's like, well,
bro,
then,
I was a Drake. Like I was a fan of Drake before he got signed and shit, right? And even when he did get signed, I'd be trying to tell my boys, like, they'd be like, he's corny. Like, no, he's a no. And I'd be like, no, give him a chance. Like, listen to this record. Like, you know, he can rap. He can really rap. And then, you know, it wasn't until years earlier when records like Nonstop came out and stuff like that, where they're like, oh, Drake is dope. And I'm like, man, I was telling you guys years ago that he was dope and that he could rap. And
Nonstop. That's crazy. It took you to Nonstop to be like, oh, this guy's actually good at rapping. That's crazy.
Yeah, because it's just like it's like a bop, right? It's like a catchy record, right? Like that records like that people liked. But any of his timestamps are amazing, and he's been rapping at a high level for a long time. Like I'm never gonna not say that. Yeah. I don't think anyone wrote his timestamp records either. I think he does write those. I'd rather you take your time and spot on point than you rush the breakdown just because a subscriber complained. So go at your own pace. I appreciate that. No, I definitely appreciate that. Unforgettable, $4.99. Thank you. No, for sure. I'm just taking my time, man, and doing what I can at the end of the day.
So what part the video making process takes the most time for you? And like, what are you gonna have like your girl and like people that you hire?
I could present my screen to you right now and show you the script of what it looks like. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, sure. I kind of have an idea.
All right, exclusive.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Exclusive. Hold on.
Exclusive.
This is not the Family Matter script, but this is the one for 616 that I did. And let me see if I can present and show you guys. Share screen.
I feel like people are really hating on that song, man. 616 is gonna age beautifully a year from now. Trust me.
Yeah, it did. So I don't know if you could see. Can you guys see this right now?
I think you got to put it up. Yeah, there you go.
So this is like all this takes a lot of time, right? Like this is all shit that I write. And the parts that are in green is like the parts that me looking into the camera Like this shit feels like teenage fever. Like I did that part.
Okay.
And then like, you know, I got, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot goes into
So
it.
are you going to be the one that does the scripts, or is she going to help you with the scripts?
No, she wouldn't be able to, like, no one's going to help me with the script because it's just, it's only, but what she's going to help me with is like gathering the images and the videos that I need to edit, like the stuff that I use in the videos.
Oh yeah,
like the images and like the text, like the lyrics and shit like that I post in the video, or grabbing like I got insert Pusha T, like insert Pusha T talking about how he's peeling back the layers. Like let's peel back it layer by layer. She could grab that song for me and drop it into a folder for me so it's ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could see, like,
and
it takes.
And the stuff in the blue is what?
The stuff in the blue is lyrics.
Okay.
Right?
Like when the record is like when the image of the record is spinning and you're playing it, that's what that part is.
She's gonna be doing all that stuff. She's gonna make all that stuff for me, right? Which will really, really speed it up. Let me also try to show you something. Let me present.
So everyone in the chat, he does not have any ghostwriters.
Ghostwriters.
What's the dirt?
No ghostwriters, man.
He does not steal content, not stealing titles. We're not doing that. Okay.
Let me see here. 70s are. I passed your 616 LA video around to my friends and spread like wildfire in my hood. New subscribe from Cape Town, South. Man, shout out to South Africa. I'm surprised at how many. South Africa is my fourth biggest audience. Oh, wow. Yeah, it goes America, UK, Canada, and then South Africa.
UK over Canada.
Wow, UK over Canada.
Shout out to Tyler, man.
Shout out to Tyler.
Yep. Drake is unauthentic as that sew-in braided wig on his head.
So no. Is that y'all think that's really a wig? I ain't know.
No, man, that's just real hair. They're just clowning. Come on.
I mean, it is a sew-in though. Obviously.
Oh man, you guys are crazy. I'll show you just one more thing here if I can. Well, I'll show you what kind of she'll be doing, like what I'll be getting help with.
Is she helping with like little sound effects too? Like
so this here, like if you look right here, right? Oh shit, there's nothing in there. What'd I do with that?
She's all shit.
Never mind.
What's the
Oh, there we go.
Top 5 facts.
Oh shit. Sorry. So you see all these folders here?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the script, I'll have them numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll have a number next to like certain things. And then like if you click on this folder, the things that I was clearly talking about Tupac at this point. And then this is stuff my little brother has gathered like for the edit, right? For that section of the video. And then same with this one here. Like at this point, I was talking about Buried Alive, I guess. There's a thing of Kendrick. So that's the kind of stuff I'm getting. This is the V12 liposuction machine, as you can see. So I'm getting help with shit like that, right? Because that's all stuff that I got to gather on my own. And it takes time.
That would speed up the video to where you can probably pump it out maybe.
Well, I'll be able to when I'm doing the edit, I could just take these things and drag them in, right? It's all there for me.
Yeah.
So it speeds up the edit. And then I'm going to try and find other things that they can do to help me be faster. You don't want to work with me.
You don't got to show, but I'll just be curious to see what your timeline looks like.
The timeline
on the actual video.
Okay, let me see. You're like it's gonna look all red right now because I've deleted the clips and put them in different places, but you can see how it's stacked up though. Hold on.
Let me go. A while ago. It's a long ass process. I see why it takes so long.
It takes a while. I'm glad I get to show people from here too, because I've never showed anyone before.
BTS behind the scenes.
I think people don't understand how long it takes to like put those animations and motions and graphics and even I don't know what type of computer you got, but even like export time on a video that big.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's crazy. That takes forever. Come on.
This
it's too many elements. It's too many like
So this is all.
That's crazy.
The timeline here.
That is crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Let me bring this up. I'm trying to move this up so you can see it better, but it's giving me grief. You could see like this is like some of these stack up to like, and this is all sound here, like all the from here down is all sound. Like the yellow is it's like a sound or a clip or like a sound effect, and then everything else from here up is all
video, pictures
and like hot different things. But yeah, like I got to put in every single one of these things individually, and like it's pretty pretty. I mean, it's 55 minutes long, right? So it's it's a lot. But this is my favorite part of it. This is the part I love the most. This is my part I love the most.
Let me ask you this: a part of the process, because obviously you edit it, you're editing it piece by piece by piece. How many times do you watch the video?
Oh man,
you, like export it.
In the beginning, I was bad. Like I would edit 5 minutes of footage and I'd bring it back and watch it. Then I'd edit like another 2 minutes and I'd bring it back and watch that 7 minutes. But I was on YouTube, like learning how to be faster. Mm-hmm. And then one of the things that someone mentioned, like a professional editor was like, do you realize how many minutes that add up when you keep doing that? You keep, every time I'd edit something, I'd watch it and I watch it and I watch it. So I've tried to stop doing that. Normally I'll watch it like 2 or 3 times at the end. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be good with it. Mm. I'll show my girl, like usually she'll watch it at least one time because she'll try to check for spelling mistakes because I'm really bad with that. And yeah. Can you list the equipment specs? Sorry guys, are you cool with me answering some of these?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, bro.
I'll split this down the middle with you guys because it's all 3 of us. So whatever I get from this, we'll split 3 ways. All jokes aside, you're the truth, new follower, and I binged all your videos in 2 days. Thank you, Lala, for the $4.99, and I appreciate that. You've been watching the content. I got my boy Vodka in the building. That's dope.
Shout out Vodka.
Can you list the equipment specs and apps you used in the description? So get your pen and paper and then chime in when you're ready because I'll list everything that I got.
It's probably not a lot of equipment, is it?
Well, it's the mic, like in the boom arm, the mixer.
Just a typical.
I didn't know how to use any of this shit when I started either. I just had to figure it out, just like you guys too, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and when I ever started making videos, like me and Bryce, we started a podcast. It was like this was like before podcasts became like popular. Everybody's doing it. We was doing this since like 2013 or something like that. And the first time we had one of those white, blue snowball mics.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
Those are obsolete now. That's all we had. We put in the middle of us. He sat right there. I sat right here. We just started talking. Like that was the beginning. And then obviously you get more tech cameras, all this type of shit.
Yeah, because when I started, I bought like a $29.99 mic off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And then that's what I started with. And then I started doing Carciano in the building. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to Carcino, bro. Shout out to
Carcino. Sorry, my bad. Carcino. Shout out to Carcino. Night in the building. Shout out to Night. Shay from LA. Okay, you're ready. Okay, so I have a RE20 mic. I have a Rodecaster Duo mixer. I have an Apple M1 Mini Mac, and that was only like a $700 computer, and it's a beast for what I'm doing. I have 0 issues with it. I've got a Canon 90D camera. And a Camlink 4K. You'll need that for if you're a Camlink 4K. And that's pretty much. And then the app that I use to edit is called DaVinci Resolve. And it's free. It's free too, by the way.
Yeah, free. You never tried any like Premiere Pro or like iMovie?
No, well, I started in like high school making like I come from skateboard culture, right? So I was always doing like making videos in Windows Movie Maker.
Just like Adam.
My mind went Adam 22.
Yeah.
No. You're Adam 22, but he's like your skateboard, but there's this person.
But skateboard it has so much more overlap into the culture as opposed to BMXing. It's like a different, like hip hop has been played in skateboarding music from the beginning.
Yeah.
BMX, like, it was never really used in their videos until much. I can't say that because I don't know a lot about BMX, but there's some overlap there for sure. But yeah, I used to make these videos and shit as a kid, and I used Windows Movie Maker, and then I just got DaVinci Resolve, and I love it. Everything I do is in there.
Windows Movie Maker. Those were the good old days, man. Good old days.
Wow, the Spider-Man meme with a bunch of pussies.
Difran having flashbacks.
Shout out to Tile Fires 1580.
Quad takes time, keep doing what you're doing. He uses Mac. But yeah, that's interesting. That's it. Like what what I was about to ask, I forgot. So when you started, y'all probably did y'all interview, but I just want to know, when you started, did you see this like I'm gonna eventually be the lyric breakdown guy, or was it like you were trying to cover different stories? And
I was doing like, in the beginning, I was doing like no jumper drama videos and like kind of doing some similar stuff to Flacco and like in that sort of thing. And then like I was just trying. Then I did a few videos on Joe Budden's podcast for a bit.
Yeah.
You can't see any of those videos on my channel because I've archived them because all of them tanked. Like, you know, I was lucky if I could crack 500 views. And then I kept just trying different things. And then when I did a video on Joe Budden versus 50 Cent, and it did way better than any of my other videos. And I was like, oh, well, it looks like the beef videos do well. And I love hip hop beef. I like, you know, it's all part of it. So I just started doing more videos like that. And then I didn't really start breaking down lyrics until I can't remember which video it was, but it just kind of niched into that. And I don't want to pigeonhole myself into just doing that, but just given the times we're in, it's just perfect for me to just finish these records, and then any new ones that come up, I'll do it. Like I'm not saying that, like, because Kendrick's probably going to put out a new album, and if it's not beef related, am I going to break down? Like, I'm going to try and be one of those guys that dissects the music that's not beef related. I don't know. Maybe I should try. But this person
do like hidden gems or Easter eggs in Kendrick Lamar's new blah blah whatever. You know, you can do shit like that. But doing a whole album probably take you.
It would take
3 months
forever.
to try to do.
I would probably like. I'll be gone gray, man. Like trying to do it. And that's the thing about Kendrick. Like the 616, I was like, holy fuck, man, this is mind boggling. You better break it down, or are we gonna revolt? Okay. Yeah, I will. I will. People have been asking to do it, so I will do it. And then the sound at the beginning is Christopher Alvarez motorized wheelchair. A lot of people have been saying that. Shut up, my boy Rusty. Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know what the sound is. There's been a lot of different theories.
Motorized wheelchair.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because even with the thing like that, like, because I do like commentary shit. Like, I'm just commenting on what's going on. So like, you know, jumper, like I did him talking to Pop Smoke's Killer, Academics respond to all that type of shit. The thing with that type of content is, if you want to grow, you kind of have to be like first.
It has a ceiling.
And then you have to be first, and then when you make the video, you don't have all the information. So you're just going off, okay, I got this one clip, then like another clip, like, okay, now I got to make that video. So it's like a door that's just constantly revolving. And like you said, when you made the Joe Budden shit, it's kind of like evergreen type content. Like that's something.
Yeah. No.
Whatever.
I mean, when it comes to like Danny from the Stop is a good friend of mine. As far as creators goes, he's one of my closest creator friends. But he's hit a ceiling with his content too, right? Like, that niche is only like that's as far as he's like, you know, that he's kind of capped out at where he's at. Like if he wants to grow like any further, I was always telling him like try to get outside that a little bit. But
try to be more personality based, do podcasts and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I even told Chiggs that, you know.
I never thought that it would get to this point, like where I quit my job and this is what I'm doing for a living, or like just never had it in my mind when I started. But it's grown so fast. I can't even compute. I still don't feel like my channel's even that big. Like the way I feel still, I feel like I'm still got a long way to go, and it just hasn't really even hit me at all. Like just
that's a
how
great
much
mentality to have, though. That's a great mentality to have.
Yeah, like it feels like I just started. It feels like because I really did only start the channel like a year and a half ago, like a year and 8 months ago. So,
Boy, Lando.
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, starting a year and 8 months ago and already being at 362 is or 3. Well, I don't know what you're 380, 360, something like that.
360, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Is like I never, like I said, when I started, bro, I thought I could get maybe enough for my coffees or some shit, right? Like, oh, maybe I might get monetized and maybe I can buy coffees. But it just grew and it turned out the way it was. I'm hyped though. Like, dream come true, bro.
I think it's impossible for him to be like Fantano. Fantano's like, he does more than just hip hop. He does like rock.
Yeah,
and
Fantano's he's a music guy, right? Like he just breaks down albums, right? That's not really what I've been doing.
Nah, you a goat though. You a goat.
Yo, appreciate you, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I tried to tell these guys here about the line on 100 that Drake was sending at Kendrick. They tried to act like it was at Cole or some shit.
Who thought that was about Cole?
We have the clip.
This is the nigga that get up on stage with somebody like ain't never happened. You talking about the part where he says you talking about the part where he says
where he goes
your fans or whatever?
I would have all your fans.
Ain't nobody think that was no damn J. Cole.
Yo, and my boy Jeremy Hecht asked the game about that in an interview, and the game was like, I don't think he was like trying to play it off, but he also didn't outright deny it because he asked him. He's like, was Drake taking little shots at Kendrick on 100? And he was like, I don't think he was, but he was like, maybe like it's not impossible type of thing, right?
Yeah.
But all those things, man, like people called me crazy because I made the video about J. Cole Kendrick, and I said like Kendrick's gonna feel a way about first person shooter. He's going to like you got two of the guys that he's been up against his entire career. They're playing fucking ping pong. They're here like up on the screen like a sports thing. Like these are the two champions type of thing, right? He's gonna feel a way about this. I'll put my whole YouTube channel on the line that Kendrick will respond to this record. And then a week later, the Like That record dropped. And it was just like anyone who was clowning me for it,
that's true.
They instantly was like, we're sorry, bro. We're sorry, man. You were right. And that was an amazing moment for the channel when that happened.
That's a good comment. I never heard nobody talk about this. So all right, battle's over. Not like us, video drop, everything's done. We always talk about what's next for Drake, what's next for Kendrick, what's next for J. Cole. What is his album rollout look like? What is his perception when he drops music? Like, how y'all think he's going to be received? Because his first thing out was Grippy. It was like, all right, we're not fucking with Grippy.
I think J. Cole is about to drop the best album of his career. I think he's literally going to drop the best album he's ever put out. I think it's going to be unmistakably amazing, and people are not going to have any choice in the matter but want to listen to it. That's what I think.
I agree.
I agree.
I think that's what's going to happen. Because, like, bro, when Cole apologized, right, a lot of us were pretty upset. Like, J. Cole of the three he's probably my favorite of the three. And, you know, when he apologized, it was like, what the fuck's he doing? You know, he's been talking on his records like this forever. Like, no one better not ever test me. You know, I'll smoke whoever wants it. Yeah. And then, but now that we know everything that happened, I feel like him and Kendrick probably had a conversation. Like, look, bro, I'm about to like go in here, like, you know. And then it makes sense because Kendrick and Drake really were the people that were beefing. I feel like Cole maybe wanted to give the fans something like let's give them something, let's like a little lyrical back and forth, but let's keep it light. Yeah. And then he realized where it was going and he gracefully bowed out. I think he could have did it in a better way, but you know.
Yeah, I think he didn't have to do it on the stage. And I'm sorry, he dropped the bomb last week.
My thing is with Cole, like,
bro.
My thing is with Cole is I think Cole was just, no pun intended, he was just stuck in the middle child again, because these are both guys that he's been closest to outside the Dreamville camp since the start of his career. and he doesn't want to look like he's picking a side. And if he were to diss Kendrick and go in a spar with Kendrick, it would look like, oh wow, Drake and Cole are teaming up against Kendrick, and I think Cole didn't want the perception of that. I also think Cole is very big on peace. I don't think Cole wants to, call dudes PDF files and women beats. I don't think that's what Cole wants to do.
No.
Does that discredit where he's at in the game? No, he's still top 3 regardless.
Easily.
He's still top 3 regardless. And he dropped
top 3?
Yes. What are
He's
we
up
doing?
there for me, man. He's up there.
I
for
don't
me.
know, man. Travis. I don't
What about
know.
Travis? What about Travis?
Travis is still out here. Nicki's still out here.
With all
Nicki
due
Minaj
respect,
still out here.
with all due respect, Might Delete Later is a top project this year alone.
Fire.
I think
Like
that's
fire.
a project.
We can't deny that. My only thing with Cole and the apologizing thing is Cole. Don't get up there and how many of us love Kendrick Lamar? Yeah. No, bro. You ain't got to do it.
It was the wrong. And you know what? I was thinking, like, did he even mean to do that, or did he just like?
I think
Was
Cole
he feeling? He was in, Dreamville. Like, I feel like he felt the love in the building, and like he was just, he did it, and then he probably didn't want it to, he probably was like, "Fuck, I probably should have did that different."
Like, if you ever watched the Cole interview with Angie Martinez, Cole would just go on these tangents because he's soaking up the vibe that the room's giving. I think that's what happened at Dreamville Fest. Now, what I wish he would have did, the selfish Cole fan in me, I wish he would have did that whole apology monologue and then said, "Fuck that shit," and dropped light work.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, no, he should have. That's what if I was if I was there at the show, that's what I would have been waiting for that. Like, oh, he's about to say like, but fuck these dudes, man. Like, and just let it drop. Like
that 7-minute drill.
Yeah. Oh man. Dirt, go to Jazoy.
They're killing Travis. And you said Travis, they killing Travis.
Nigga, Travis is arguably top 5 right now, bro.
He's not a rapper though. Come on.
He's not a
just say you talking about the top hip hop artists.
Top rap artists.
You know when you say rapper, a lot of people on YouTube, they're very strenuous with these words. When you use these words, they're real,
Future would be in that conversation.
Travis is an artist, not a rapper.
Future's more of an artist.
He's an artist.
It's
very different. Cole is
don't say Future's not a rapper. Bryce will pop up like the boogeyman. Do not.
If Future's not a rapper, Travis ain't.
Future's an artist too. I don't.
Someone said, "Can you skip Family Matters and do Meet the Grams?" No, man, I got to do it in order.
People really.
My thing is, and I'm in the minority.
Travis is pop.
I said this before the beef started. I said we're a little too late for it to, at least for me, to feel like a winner, loser. You're gonna have your people that love Kendrick, gonna love Kendrick regardless of the track that drops, and the people that love Drake, they're gonna love Drake regardless of the track that drops. You've seen the Drake, and honestly, Stans have ruined this beef. Stans have
I said that earlier.
Ruined what could be the best beef in hip hop history, and it still might be, but Stans completely ruined it. Because it's not even about what song is better. It's about bros linking with Millie Bobby Brown. He's a pedo. Or look at Whitney. She looks terrified in the video. He's a woman beater. It's like, this is not what we're here for. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Had this happened in 2014, 15, 16 when it should have, would have been a lot different.
It would have been way better. Well, that's because we weren't really, the internet culture wasn't as fucked up as it is now, right?
But I do have to ask.
Like, bro, I'm pretty new to Twitter, and like Twitter is fucking crazy.
You're new to Twitter?
Yeah.
I'm new to it. Yeah, like I only got on there in the last couple months, really, and I never used it really before, and it's just insane, bro.
Well, that sounds like a real Twitter person. You download it, you don't get it at first, you leave, you come back, and then you fuck with it. But
I kind of do like it a bit, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I do have to ask this question because we're all Drake fans in here. This is the second time that Drake has maybe not gotten out barred, but definitely gotten out
strategized,
calculated. Yes.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yes.
And that's a really hard pill to swallow. That's a really hard pill.
We need Bryce up here, man. I need to defend Drake, bro. It's crazy.
You can't defend this. He got out strategized.
No, you can't. He's got
the Pusha shit. I can maybe give you some credit for it because there's no way you knew he had that in himself. There's no way. This though, what I would have did instead of, I get it, he was trying to match energy on Family Matters, 3 beat switches, whatever. But what he should have did was use those first 2 verses on Family Matters, and then just use that first 20 seconds of the third verse. And when he says Kendrick just opened his mouth, cut the track off, wait to see what Kendrick's gonna say, and then respond, because that would have been his hit. I think he tried to match energy, thinking, all right, Kendrick will have nothing left.
But he had to.
I can see what you mean by that.
I feel like he had to drop like something kind of scathing, like, because he had just put out Push-Ups, he had just put out Tailor Made. He was warning them, saying like, "Yo, the next one I put out is the bomb, basically. Like, step to me, I dare you." And then he dropped Euphoria and 616. That was at the point where, this was what Drake felt was his nuke. Like, this is all he had in him. This was all. There was nothing else after this.
You got him shooting the video for it. Him even in the record where he was saying like, "All right, I'm about to go on vacation. Like, next time y'all try this, y'all better try harder." He thought it was a wrap. It was over with.
You can underestimate plenty of people. Why are you underestimating this guy though? That's my problem. You're underestimating this guy. I get it. Kendrick was never out on Wartime, but if it was one guy that Kendrick was ready to be on Wartime with, it was you. So I just thought he could have been a little bit more strategic with it. I didn't think Hard Part 6 was horrible.
I didn't think it was. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and that's like why Family Matters wasn't enough, because it was more upbeat and it was like, more sonically pleasing. It was melodic, and then right after you get this Meet the Grams, which is the polar opposite of that, and it's really personal and really dark and eerie, and it just took all the steam out of the record. But Drake thought that was his fucking slam dunk. That's why he's in the video with the chain on and the guy, and he's smirking, and he drops the Buried Alive Part 2 like spoof parody song on the same day. Like, that was supposed to be a big deal. That was supposed to be another thing for people to say, "Oh, look, he's mocking him even more." He just, but that didn't happen.
He didn't look that happy at the white party. He didn't look that happy at the white party. It's crazy.
He looks like he looked like he got Ozempic face, bro. Look it up.
That's what I was saying. People were like, "Oh, that's what aged him." I think
that's
it was
clear.
Ozempic,
No, it's clearly Ozempic face.
That's what Ozempic does. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes your face droop like that.
I don't know if you highlighted this in Family Matters, but an underrated part is in that second verse, how he says "nigga" after every bar.
Yeah,
I told him to stop saying "nigga."
Well, he starts it out. Yeah,
he starts it out by saying, look,
Lando with some credit in the next video.
He
tagged me.
He aged like 10 years. He aged 20 years in 2 months.
Nah, don't tag me. But
Shay from LA said,
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
I don't know. I don't think he lost. I don't think he lost, but it's just in the eyes of perception, he lost. And I mean, that's how typical rap.
You don't think Drake lost?
Not from a.
It was a tie.
Chill.
You can't say that he didn't lose. Like,
not
you can't.
From
necessarily.
Let him get his shit off.
Like, explain. Oh my god, bro.
Song, bar for bar perspective. Not to me.
Oh, he got fucking smoked.
Not to
smoked. Look at the pop-up show, the music video, like
well, if we
all that's part of it. All that's part of it. Hit him up, like Hit him up was the video was a huge part of Hit him up.
We're just going strictly off of tracks.
No, man, this is beef. Like, Hit him up was a huge record too because of the music video where he's got he's mocking Biggie with that.
You're gonna bring up a Tupac company.
No, I'm just talking about like in
he has a point. My only thing is
like the music video is it's just a cherry on top.
That's true. My only thing is it's like I feel like kind of the same way with Takeover and Ether. Like Takeover is a much better record. It's a
I agree
better song. But Ether is a lot easier for the casual fans to digest. So therefore, you lose the public perception. Once you lose the public perception, well, there's no getting it back.
Oh, man. It's like...
And I think when he dropped Not Like Us, it's like, hey, look, there's no getting it back. There's nothing you can say now. It's not necessarily because this song is barring you to death. It's really killing you. It's just no. It's too massive. There's nothing you can say.
You got him. Listen, but what about Meet the Grams, man?
That really didn't do much for me, only because all these things you said here, I've heard Drake go on wax and talk about himself. So it's not scathing to me. Like Story added on is scathing because you're dissecting. Oh, you're upset because your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing. And you're just repeating the same thing Dennis did. Kendrick, Push already did that. So when you come back and just say, I'm sorry, this man's your father. I'm sorry, it's Sandra.
Yeah.
Son. I hope he dies. Like, we've heard.
The only thing to me that Meet the Grams did was step on the Family Matter moment.
If Drake didn't lose, he would have fucking had the last laugh. He would have been the one with a record right now.
That's why I'm not.
He would have had.
Oh no, I think from a perception aspect, he lost.
He would have something for this moment. He got nothing.
I think from a perception aspect.
So like, how could you say that he won when like clearly Kendrick was celebrating the win?
No, stand on your point, bro.
Kendrick is celebrating his win right now in a way that we've never seen anyone in the history of hip hop do. Ever. We've never seen an embarrassment like this in the history of hip hop, where a guy is in front of his whole fucking coach, running it back, his running back his record, dancing on stage, mocking him 7-8 times, running that record back. It's insane.
It was a bit corny.
No, it's not corny. It's not corny. He deserved it. Drake deserved it because of the way Drake was acting.
After the third time, I was like, all right, bro.
Look at the way Drake was acting, though.
That's
with
true.
The social media. Use this as a clowning him with the AI and saying he's pacing around in his apartment. You're pacing around your apartment. You got nothing to say. He deserves to have that record played 7-8 times to remind them, you fuck with the wrong guy.
He did fuck with the wrong guy.
You fuck with the wrong guy.
He out strategized him. He out strategized him, which was so crazy to me.
Badly.
So badly.
But like, if Drake won, he would have needed to do something after Not Like Us. He didn't really do anything.
I don't think he could have matched that at all.
That's why Kendrick won.
But no, it's just because what worse can you say than you're a pedophile? What worse can you literally say than you're a pedophile on a DJ Mustard beat? What?
Like,
you can't say anything. You're kind of you got to just sit back.
But here's the thing, though. He was the one that was really confident. He was the one that was begging for this to happen.
That's true.
And super sure of himself.
That's true.
That's why I'm like, when people say all Drake has to do is just drop a great song, what does that even sound like?
He can't do it.
Drake's best project ever. What does that sound like now? What does that sound like?
Well, it's still very easy for him to do the best project ever. I think if Drake wants to make his best project ever, I told you this, Wordu, he needs to step away for about a year, 6 months, and just live life. He needs to really reevaluate where he's at.
He kind of can't, though. The deal he has, he can't. Like,
you can get on features. You ain't got to drop nothing. You can get on features.
You got to drop shit for a year.
Features aren't really working right now, man.
Bro, you can do a Dark Lanes demo part 2 and just drop some demos. I know you got leaks everywhere. You ain't got to go in. And
I feel like that's just for him to stay afloat. We talking about he needs to drop some great go-tier shit. If it's just
that's still very easy for him. I don't think Drake has lost a step when it's come to bars. I don't think he's lost a step when it's come to song creation or any of that. I just think, and you know what it is, I saw a tweet around the time For All the Dogs came out. They put Away From Home, but they put it on Over My Dead Body production. And they were like, we don't miss what Drake was talking about. We miss 40's production. And I think that's so true when you really think about it. After Views, him and 40 stopped linking up exclusively. And you can say, since Views, quality-wise, the sound in it has taken a dip. And I think it's because him and 40 just have this connection when it comes to creating music that
Drake kind of strikes me as someone who's lacking self-awareness. Like, I don't think he hasn't been doing anything right. I feel like he still has people in his team Like this guy's like, yo, you got him, buddy. You got him, bro. Like, don't worry about it, man. And not like us,
buddy.
The video, that video wasn't even that good, bro.
Hey,
Don't
bro,
worry
we're not
about
even playing that shit in the club for real.
Nah, bro. Yeah, not like us. That song's not even good, bro.
It's not even good, bro. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Like,
yeah,
I feel like
that ain't nothing. It'll come.
I feel like
what I got
all you got to do is look at how he's acting still on social media with these little posts and these little cryptic things, and he's talking about bots, and he's still got his little comments in there, which tells me he hasn't learned anything, because that's what he was doing.
The whole bot thing, like when I talk about the bot thing, is like the only reason I get upset about is the whole, like, if it was proven Drake did it, would be like a whole conversation. But Kendrick is like, whatever, it doesn't matter, because
that's the thing with this guy though. Kim and Kendrick are LeBron and Kawhi. Since Kawhi is not the more out there personality, it's a lot harder to bash him. But since you're out here, it's easy to bash you. Because now Kendrick doesn't have ghostwriters. But you've pinned your shit for your cousin. But when it's your cousin, it's okay. It's not what the fuck happened. It's accepted. When I do it, it's a problem. You know, if Drake has an album that is mixed reviewed, see, Drake's not a true MC, he's falling off. If Kendrick has an album that is critically mixed reviewed and Miss Morale Big Steppers to some, I think, you enjoyed that body of work though, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So, but if it's a mixed review amongst, you know, the culture, Kendrick gets no smoke for that. He gets, and
but Baby Keem, but we're not putting Baby Keem up there with the upper echelons of lyricists out here.
But see, then we're nitpicking the rules. Then we're nitpicking the rules.
Baby Keem,
I'm not going to ever put Baby Keem in the same category as the Kendrick or
no,
J.
I'm not telling you to do that. But in rap, if it's not okay for one to do it, then it should be the same for all. If you're coming at me as a rapper saying my pen makes me weaker than what I am, it's almost like the same thing with what Pusha said. Like when Pusha was like talking about writers, talking about the swag don't match the sweaters and shit like that. Look who makes your beats. The Pink Polo guy, the No Writing guy. Kanye, so it's okay when they do it.
I think Drake, but Drake didn't come into the game like Kanye did, claiming that he was like a producer and an artist. Like, it was been known that Kanye was getting help. Like, if Drake came in and said, look, I'm an artist, like I have writers, I get help, I'm just into making good music, but that's not what he came in doing. Drake came in as a backpack rapper without a backpack, pretty much. Like that's pretty much.
He had a wheelchair.
He was a rapping rapper, and it's such a foreign thing when it comes to being that type of rapper. It's not respected, right? Now, do I think people wrote, like I said before, I don't think people wrote his timestamps. I would be shocked if they did, because he's been rapping that way for a while. You can go way back. But like those little songs like the Jumbotrons, I don't give a fuck about those songs. Like, you know, I don't care if you got help with that. But the Mob Ties, I had a problem with.
I didn't really have a problem with that.
Bother me. I never
more melodic than the rap. I feel like it's because it's like the production.
I just got a couple super chats. Marcus, Dirt, go to Josie Fine Jewelry for your rope Cuban. I still haven't figured out where I'm gonna go for my chain, man. I'm acting like a rapper that just got his first check. I'm trying to get a chain. As a woman, Shell, $10. As a woman, what I hear from the other women, he is grooming. That is what Kendrick highlighted in Meet the Grams. In turn, that affects his female fan base. Following high school girls is concerning. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his next big record is perceived, for sure. I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference, because I just think a lot of people care about the music. He's not like at R. Kelly heights or anything right now. And people are still listening to R. Kelly. Like, what is R. Kelly's monthly?
The grooming shit is so weird to me, only because if he had a history with massively younger women, I completely get it. No, I'm saying I get it. That doesn't mean he can't be. Let me make sure. That doesn't mean he can't be.
Old?
13.
13. Kylie was 16, right? However, he also has dealings with. How old? Let me finish. He also has dealings with Serena Williams, Correct. He also has dealings with J-Lo.
Yeah,
Correct?
but
diversity.
Versatility. But that's not the characteristics of a pedophile.
Versatility. Okay.
That's not the that's not the FBI profile.
Not of a pedophile. Pedophiles don't want older women because the reason pedophilia is a psychological thing. So why would I get with someone older than me who can't tell when I'm trying to manipulate their mind? I want the teenager I can. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think pedophile is the right term to call Drake. I think
grooming,
he's
like,
well, you know, I guess by definition, if he's fucking like 15-year-olds, yeah, but I don't think he's doing that. I think he's just, I think he is grooming though. I think, well, I'm not gonna say, I think he could be, allegedly, he could be grooming. He could be.
I can put more merit in that,
but I'm not gonna say that, you know, he's a full on. There's just no one should be saying that without the full concrete evidence, right?
Yeah, well, we call it, people calling Kendrick a white beater, and there's no evidence of that either. So that, I mean,
I mean, it is Bella Harris, Georgia Smith, Hailey Bieber, Kylie Jenner, Charlie
D'Amelio, Madison Beer. But then you mentioned like Tia Owens. Isn't Tia Owens?
$2. R. Kelly was married. What are you saying? No, I'm not comparing Drake to R. Kelly. What I'm saying is R. Kelly still has 4.6 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
No, he's talking. I think they're talking to
me. They're saying like
Drake does older women. He was married to an older woman. He was still messing with kids. So it's like, why does that matter?
Oh yeah, that doesn't mean anything, man. Look, haven't you watched Haven't you watched Chris Hansen?
Yeah,
all those dudes are married. Like
they're all married with kids and shit. Yeah,
they're all married. Yeah, that's just that's not a very good. He's a grooming apologist.
A grooming apologist.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it is one of those things where there's little weird things that happen, but no one can say for sure. Like, I would never come out the gate and say that he's accusing him of any of those things because there's no proof.
I mean, so this is a serious question. Even with the grooming, who are the women that Drake smashed that they say he groomed? Like, who are these women? Like, everybody they named, they say he smashed all those chicks.
Did he smash them all?
I think it's the fact that
when we say Millie Bobby Brown, are we saying that now she's of age? She's over. Did he have sex with Millie Bobby Brown? That's what groomers do.
I think they're more so saying like the fact that he's associated with them in any kind of way.
I'm just clear that we saying that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are they saying he had sex with all these women? Now
I just think they think it's
14 they're of age, so now he had sex with them. Is that what we're?
I just think they find it weird that he's associated with all these younger women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not necessarily if he's fucked or not, but you know, the fact that he's just associated with them is kind
like even the Millie Bobby Brown thing. Like, I don't know who on his team was like, that's a good idea that you do that. Like, yeah, go meet up with her and then go on a yacht and let her take a picture and you post it. That's a real good idea, Drake. Like, who's around him? What did he think was going to happen? And even at that point, he already had a few other little things from before. So I don't think Drake is ever going to let, if he's smart, he won't allow any of these things to happen again around him, and not give any more ammo to the already overwhelming public perception of it, because Drake can't be at parties with 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds present. He can't be. He's got, wherever he is, it must be hard to control, because if he's at one of these big yacht parties, like with some billionaires putting it off, how does he vet everyone there? I mean, like, it's tough, but the optics were crazy for him, right?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of weird things, man, when it comes to that.
So for another great Drake album, what are we thinking he has to do?
What do I think?
I don't know what he can do. I don't know what.
No, I talked to you, Wordu. I told you all that he has to do to make another great body work. He needs to trim the fat, 13, 14 tracks, have 40.
Oh, you're talking about like as far as like quality? I'm talking about like what he would actually talk about.
There's a lot of things he can still talk about if he feels
for it to be like the greatest Drake album ever.
If he feels like tapping into it, we need less. It's just gonna sound really crazy, but we need less hits and we need more introspective. We need more introspective.
Okay, what does introspective Drake look like?
nothing was the same Drake. Like,
exactly.
that type of Drake.
But I feel like we kind of already like had a lot of reiterations of that. Like,
but this is a completely different scale. You're coming off of the biggest loss of your career. You're coming off of a 5-year stretch where you've had, you're coming off of being a father now to what Adonis going to be 6 or 7 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, just get more introspective, bro.
We're gonna get
Jay
like
from
444.
Jay from LA said he needs.
Nah, you ain't got to go full 444.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like you saying. I don't know.
No,
like, what is he gonna talk about?
If you imagine a more evolved, nothing was the same. Because it's Drake. He's gonna give you hits regardless.
Drake should be at his 444 point now at this point, right?
By
like
now, bro.
Like,
that's hard since he's not married.
Like, someone wrote, well, that's what someone wrote here, Drake, and I'm sure it's not that like someone said Drake needs to get engaged or whatever and settle down. I think he does. Like, I think a big part of him probably does want that family dynamic. And Saint Vic, 50.
W Saint Vic.
Thank you, bro.
You should
always showing
more,
out, bro. Always showing out. Always showing out. I gotta answer that ASAP. Weird that he had personal text with Millie Bobby Brown and Billie Eilish when they were underage. Agreed.
Billie Eilish, yeah.
It is weird, and her response about it, like, we text all the time. Like, it's like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, like that's
weird. But shout out to Saint Vic.
I think it's really hard for him, I guess, to settle down because, and this is my personal thought, I think he can't get with a normal person because he won't trust them that they're with him for him. But at the same time, I think he wants to be the more dominant one in a relationship. So that's why he's not going to get with someone that could be close to his level. I think that's why he fumbled the fuck out of the Rihanna shit. He fumbled the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
He fumbled the hell out of it. And why?
It's wild.
Why did you do it? I think it's because he was partially intimidated by that power couple dynamic, by being with a woman who really don't need you. I think he's caught in that middle of like,
Saint Vic comes
God damn. Shout out to Saint Vic, bro.
Oh, god damn.
Someone got paid today. Shit.
Vic, bro.
That direct deposit hit, huh? Shout out to you, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. Saint Vic always showing up, bro. Will you be watching the Big Boy interview? Yes.
Lando getting the phone.
100%. Is it going to be Big Boy and Kendrick?
It's got to be Big Boy. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
With the whole rollout, with everything, like, it's got to be him.
It's got to be. It makes no other. No, it's going to be Bobby Altoff. That's what people were saying.
That would actually be funny, though. That actually would be funny.
Nah, he would never, man. He would never do that.
Yeah, he would.
I go like low-key. I want, obviously, the one that you do is Big Boy because that's West Coast, that's whatever. But I do want him to go and do the.
You should do
the back on Fig. Do Fig music.
Back on Fig.
Back on Fig.
Yeah.
I don't think he would do. Do you think he would really do Back on Fig though?
He should.
Maybe not back. I think he would do Fig Community World.
I mean, he's close with Smack.
Or Fig Community World.
It's possible. But my point is just like more pushing that, because West Coast for hip hop, they're gonna need like New York has the radio stations, they got the Joe Buddens, they got like they have that media apparatus. Like if he wants to help push the artist, you need to make the media over there more relevant. Because you got No Jumper, that's the biggest shit over there. You got Vlad, but Vlad's not like breaking artists and doing all that type of shit. So you need some type of medium like Akademiks, Joe Budden, like the radio station, like the Breakfast Club, Hot Nights, whatever. So I feel like doing an interview with those guys legitimize them even more to be able to have more artists for them to come up. Because if you get Kendrick as an artist to come in and interview with you, nobody can really turn you down. Like none of y'all are Kendrick, so none of y'all can be like, "Oh, this platform's too small for me to go on." If Kendrick could come here, any of y'all could come over here.
Oh, but, yeah, it's up, right? No,
it depends on how they played
No
it.
Jumper. 22. I've actually got the opportunity to do No Jumper, and I'm just waiting.
So guys, are you like waiting for him to like tell you to when to come up there, or like?
No, he texted me like 2 days ago. But the thing is, I want to wait before I do it because I'm going to do Akademiks too, I think. But I want to wait until I finish all the records before.
Yeah.
Like I go.
So what other videos do you have to do? Just
I got to do. Fuck, bro, I'm still behind. I got Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and I'm gonna do the Hard Part 6. I got to do that too. So I got to do all that.
You don't have to do hard part six.
Are you gonna do it? You really don't have to do that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. As a
You don't
Drake fan,
have to
you
do
don't
it.
have to do that one.
No, man, I got to do it. I got to.
really
It's
have
part
to.
of the. It's part of the. It's part of the beef, right? So
Are you doing like a? I don't know if you into this realm. Are you doing a video breakdown?
Like at the end, I'm planning on doing like a big video about it.
Well, I mean, like, are you doing it not like us, like specific video, not like us video? Cause I see a lot of people are asking, like,
oh no, I'm not. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably is I'm going to roll. I'm gonna roll the Not Like Us, like that breakdown. I'm gonna roll the parts of the video into that breakdown. Okay. And same with Family Matters, because the Family Matters video is, well, he dropped it with the video, right? So the imagery in the video and the stuff that's going on, like there's a lot of stuff in there too that needs to be talked about. Yeah. So that's all part of the breakdown too. Let me see. I just missed. Every older woman Drake has ever been with dumped him. Think about that. Shout out to Tasha.
Facts. That is true.
That is facts. No, Drake has been. Drake is like what do they call it? Hopeless romantic, I guess.
Yeah.
J-Lo
Drake. Besides, like, let's talk about the older women. Drake's doing what a lot of people would do if they were Drake. Not the kid shit, because I know y'all chatting. Y'all want to get down, not that shit. If you have the opportunity to fuck with J-Lo, you fuck with J-Lo, right? If you're Nia Long, you fuck with Nia Long. Halle Berry, like, if you have the opportunity, you're gonna. Like, Serena, I don't know if I'm jumping at a chance for Serena, but if she come through, maybe.
Serena back in the day, not current Serena, but maybe.
Yeah, whatever. So, but yeah.
Yeah, no facts.
But I wanted to go. Lando went off on like a rant, but even like going way back to what we were talking about earlier. How do y'all think predicting the J. Cole versus Kendrick would have played out? Like, what would those angles have been?
It would have been a lot fucking closer than Kendrick versus Drake, I think.
Because I don't think similar to J. Cole
because I don't think Kendrick and J. Cole would have been hurling these like crazy personal insults at each other. I think it would have been very much just like a lyrical sparring. Like, like Cole had Cole had comments about his discography and stuff, right? I feel like that's kind of where it would have stayed. I don't think it would have been like a beef like we just saw between Drake and I think that's what Cole thought it was going to be initially. I think he was probably like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's do it for the people. And then they probably told him, nah, this ain't that. A friendly fade, exactly.
Yeah.
Jay from LA knows a friendly fade. She knows what's up.
You know the funniest thing is me, like I always, if anybody's ever watched me, I go on my chat rant. I literally just said, take all the pedophile shit out. Talking about the older women. And they immediately go to, so you would go with a 15-year-old on a yacht if you're a Drake? I just like, I don't know. Let me not go for it. No point in going against the chat, because the chat is always gonna win. Like I said, that even make no sense for what I just said.
Yeah.
But let the chat. Let the chat chat.
Let the chat.
I swear, Difran had a lot of these niggas in the chat. I don't even know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know if they trolling or they serious. If you're serious, I gotta be like, all right, come on.
Some of them are bots, some of them are real, bro. It's a good mix.
But just back to the J. Cole thing, I'm curious. Like, I wonder if Kendrick Lamar would just like kind of little broed him. Like, you're not even like you're the three of the 2, 1, 2, 3. Your albums can't. Like, I wonder if that's the angle that Kendrick Lamar would have went with J. Cole. It's more like just I'm a little bro you. You're not even really in the conversation.
Probably something like that. I mean, if really J. Cole came at it as looking the best, because he didn't have nothing get exposed at all. Like, he just came at it as shining. He's probably gonna drop the best album of his career next. I'd be shocked if he didn't. I would be shocked if what J. Cole put out next wasn't his best work that he's ever put out. And Forest Hills Drive is a tough thing to go up against. And like, so Cole's discography is great anyway, but he's going to come out with an amazing album, I think, and he's going to get a Grammy. I'm going to call it. Cole's about to get the Grammy.
Not if Kendrick drops.
Nah, that's true.
If Kendrick drops the same year, it's a sweep.
Grippy is going to get him that Grammy. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's going to be a sweep.
Cole has an identity. He does.
But you also realize how many people don't like J. Cole either throughout this whole situation.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to these guys' channels too. For anyone that's in the chat,
salute to the chat.
They're both always doing dope content, dope commentary. Make sure to run it up for them. I missed the super chat. Kenneth Foster, thank you for the $1.99, bro. Much appreciated. Shell, $5. An introspective album would have to be honest. I'm not sure he has the ability to do that. We all heard the rumors sleeping with his friends' women. Oh, I think you're still talking about Drake, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where Drake needs to go from here, to be honest. Like, he should probably take some time off.
I mean, if he's not going to do something like what Shell is saying, like talk about your relationship with all these guys, women that you're beefing with, if you're really going to get introspective, then really talk about it. Be as transparent as possible. Talk about Kendrick's Not Like Us record, how it's affecting you, how it's affecting the people around you, how much trust issues you have since this beef has started and how since it's ended.
He's got a lot to talk about. Or he could even talk about, like, if he came out with a track just even talking about this L to Kendrick and how that made him feel, or like there's a lot of stuff that he has to talk about, but maybe he's not even willing to admit that he took an L in this situation. But I think it's pretty damn clear that he did. Drake retire or take 2 or 3 years off. Yeah, let people miss him a bit, right?
He said 42, what it do? What's good, bro?
42, what it do?
Yeah, 42 had legendary.
That's your go-to hat right there.
W.
I don't see him taking too long off. But I think even for Kendrick, like I think it's a the next album we've been talking about a lot. Or like the next album, I feel like there's pressure on Kendrick. I feel like for the next album. Because
there is.
You got this moment, like you want to produce something to cap off the moment. That's why
I think at this point, anything he puts out is going to get eaten up.
It is, but
anything, especially if it sounds like anything in that snippet.
He's still got to deliver, though, right?
He's got to be something.
You expect Kendrick not to deliver? Like, come on, he's going to deliver something. If it's more like
my boy Bodika actually put their channels in the chat there too, guys, for you guys to subscribe.
Vodka, bro. Appreciate you, man.
I don't know, but also there's no pressure. It's not necessarily like. Because I've been saying I know perception is on Kendrick's side, but even for him, I think he feels he must know too. Like I can't come off the back of this moment and not drop an amazing everybody unanimously agrees this is a classic project. I think he knows himself he has to do that after this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he just puts out that West Coast shit like he was doing at the beginning of the record. That would be fucking amazing if he did that.
That's what I wanted.
Or did did 2 sides or whatever. Did like I'm on my West Coast shit.
If he does that, then it's for Drake got to take a year off a show
for like 10 tracks or whatever, or like 8 or 9 tracks. Do the West Coast shit and then do the introspective Kendrick, maybe because he probably feels. I don't know how. I wonder if he thinks like, does he feel bad about any of this stuff at all? Like, does he have any sort of, because he's about his faith and stuff like that. Like, how does this affect him? Like, you literally just destroyed another man. Like, you're putting out all this shit about him. Like, does that weigh on his mind or his conscience at all? Or like it probably does to a little bit of an extent. 499. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta see here. Sideshow got us. Can he clean them both out? Cole folded and Drake is a OV hover.
OV hover.
No
OV hoes were harmed in the making of this video.
Yeah, everything's interesting. Like even this little takes you see, like you don't want to take the bars too seriously, but you are the lyric guy. So when you hear him say, I hope these guys are my real friends, if not, I'm YNW Melly. Obviously, talking about Drake and Cole, right? Oh, these guys are my real friends. But my thing is like, if you know this guy, if you know you're gonna go out and say this guy's a PDF, whatever the new thing people say is PDF file, why even align him with any type of friendship or like? I wouldn't even want to align myself with that. If I really do think these things about this guy, why even align it like that?
That's the thing. I don't think. Like it's a good question, man. It's a good question. I don't know if he meant. I don't think he means they're friends. I just think that he means that people categorize them as like at the same spot. Like they're the big three. Like they're at the same level type of thing. But I don't think, like, I honestly feel like Kendrick realized a long time ago that he didn't like Drake. I think I don't think it took him very long to realize, like, yo, I really don't like this guy. Like, we got nothing in common. Like, there's nothing. We're two completely different people. We've got different morals, like different. There's nothing. There's no. They have nothing in common other than they're famous and they rap.
Yeah.
Like, just. I think he realized a while ago that he didn't like him, and I just think he means like they're peers at the level of the public, like the big three. Like, if these guys, I don't think he meant it literally. Like, this guy's my friend. But it's also a good question because you bringing that up, why would J. Cole associate with Drake if he was this person? Like, why would anyone associate with Drake if he, like, if he was really a pedophile? Good question.
I feel like people use that term so loosely nowadays. Just calling a guy a pedophile.
That's the
worst.
worst.
The definition of that word is technically people that like really like, isn't it like 12 and under or 13 and under, like the technical term? It's not necessarily like 16, 17, but it's still morally wrong, right? But
yeah,
the actual term is like under like 13 or something like that. Which
I don't know.
I guess he would still fall in that because Millie Bobby was 13, I believe.
But he didn't, like, I don't think Drake fucked Millie Bobby Brown. Like, I don't think he did at that moment. Like, I highly doubt.
Yeah.
I just don't. But, nobody knows, man. Nobody knows. Someone said they felt like Nipsey uplifted the West Coast before Kendrick. That is a fact. He did.
I think that was his whole like brand identity.
That was his whole, that was what he was all about. But yo, what do you guys? It's been 2 hours. You want to?
Yeah, I ain't really got nothing.
Shut it down or what?
Shit, who have been some people that have shouted you out since our last podcast or our last interview? I think it was in December.
Elliot Wilson did today, which was pretty dope.
Oh shit!
And then he hit me with a follow. Joe's done it a few times. Who else? Kyle from Nelk. I guess Akademiks is always.
Yeah. Always watching your shit.
He's always he everything I do he puts it up on his stream. People like Elliot was a dope one for me, man. Elliot, like Joe was like the biggest one for me. People like that, bro. Like, it's dope to get acknowledgement from these guys.
It's kind of like surreal, man. It's dope.
Because when you started, you probably never thought like like these guys. Like, I'm not, I'm just. I didn't realize. Like, you say you just buy coffee, whatever, and like.
I didn't think they were this close in reach. Like, I didn't think that there was a possibility that my videos would reach them for them to even watch it. And then when I start finding out that, like, they watch the videos and then they start commenting on the videos, it just still bugs me out. Like, holy fuck! Like, these guys are really watching my stuff and they like it.
Yeah, I think even with the like, you can see that these guys really watch it when you see like obviously their content is like really targeted towards them, but when you see Joe Budden acknowledging Danny from the Stop all the time, when you see like No Jumper bring up the MJTV guy, like he only has like maybe 10,000 subscribers, but like even these channels where it's not like these aren't million subscribers, these are only 10,000, but they're like mentioning you, they're talking about you because you're just in that algorithm of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Twitter was a huge thing too. Like the 616 breakdown really went crazy on Twitter. Like that's where that helped a lot, and it was all over the place. And it's just I never thought it would have that much impact, really. But what are you laughing at?
This nigga Bryce is Wordu gonna cry with that Nipsey tape.
Because he said, what did Bryce say? He said that Victory Lap is better than Good Kid, Mad City, right?
Yeah. And he said Kevin Gates, like his music is closer to.
We go trying to throw Kevin Gates. There was a long conversation about
put it all out there. Put it all out there. He's not
here. Conversation with Gates, but the main thing Victory Lap, he said, is better than Good Kid, Mad City.
Crazy.
Victory Lap. Well, I'm not mad at it. Like I'm not mad at that take. Like depends on what. Like I love both of those albums. Like they're both up there for me. I guess it's like your own perspective of which one you like more. But Victory Lap is fucking amazing, and so is Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
he said it's not even close.
Who said that?
Well, he said not. He said it washes. I think he said washes Good Kid, Mad City. But No, that's his. He like Nipsey.
That's my perspective. That's my perspective. Good Kid, Mad City is embedded in hip hop history. Victor Lap was lit for sure, but I feel like Crenshaw. I love Crenshaw. I love that. That mixtape was amazing. That mixtape was on a disc on my old Cobalt. Like I used loved it. My old Chevrolet Cobalt.
I'm about to ask something before we leave.
That Crenshaw tape.
I like to get a perspective when we're talking about Kendrick fandom. We can do Drake too if you want to, but he got more albums. How would you rank Kendrick Lamar's discography?
How would I rank it?
Yeah. like
Good
number
Kid.
one. Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Good Kid.
Oh shit.
Mr. Morale. Damn. No, to pimp it, but Mr. Morale is up there for me because I love Mr. Morale. It's tough because I love all the like damn. I don't know where it's hard, man. Like I hate when people do these lists because like I love them all, and like even my top 10 rappers changes all the time.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Like it's just I don't know. What about you? Like, Damn is probably your number one, right?
Good Kid, Mad City.
Mr. Morale's your last, right?
No, Mr. Morale. Then I'm saying Butterfly.
But to Pimp a Butterfly resonates with people differently than it does for me as a white dude, right? You know what I mean? I can understand that, but it is a work. It is a body of work. Like it's a masterpiece. Like as far as art goes, right?
Yeah, it's great. Messaging, sound, that's all great. But I just me personally, like I know a lot of people like to act like they're these art connoisseurs, whatever the fuck. When I rank shit, when I'm sitting in my car, if I'm a place, what am I listening to? That's how I rank what I think is the best. What am I listening to? That's just me. A lot of people got their own metrics.
Do you fuck with Gates or what?
Yeah, Gates is hard. That's more Bryce's thing, but Gates is tough.
I like Gates. Yeah,
that's a classic, but that's how I
Not
rank.
a big Gates guy, obviously.
I don't know. I got a super chat. I don't know if you saw Jay Crazy. I don't know if you saw the comment. Someone said that the sound of 616 could be an ultrasound of a baby. Just looked it up, and I've gotten hundreds of comments about that. That you're not the first person to bring that up. I just haven't looked at it. I haven't looked into the sound since I posted the video. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go on to the next thing, but it is a possibility. $4.99 from Nick. Thank you, bro. I like the dog in your photo. Looks like a German Shepherd. I love German Shepherds. But it's tough to. So you're saying Damn is number one, which I mean,
you can mess in Damn because they get like interchange. Like it's not like it's like they're not far off.
Not crazy different. Like
they're not like dramatically like this is definite number two, definite number one. But even like I saw guys say like they want the bangers over the art. But would y'all not say that there's not art in Damn? There's not art in Good Kid, Mad City? Like I don't understand. So like, what are these albums compared to Pimp a Butterfly?
Yeah, they're just different. They're just completely different projects. Like every project he does, like Good Kid and Damn are the closest in relation to like the subject matter and the type of music. And then the other ones are they're different, right?
Yeah.
Like Mr. Morale is like a therapy album. Like it's like he kind of seems like he did it more for himself than anything, but amazing album. I love it. Yeah.
So that's his like 444 basically.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I never thought of it like that, but
that's how you know that album's a classic. People use that as like a metaphor to compare the type of album that other artists would make is a 444 type of album. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a classic. Honestly, 444. I think it is.
Yo, this is my first What's the Dirt stream. Shout out Newfoundland. I think that's where he's from, judging by the flag. Yes, sir. That's where I'm from.
Newfoundland.
That's right, buddy. Yeah.
Population of like what, 400 people?
But the place I'm from, like where I grew up until I was like 10, has a population of 500 people, I think.
Damn.
Crazy.
Wow.
But the population of Newfoundland, like the entire province, I think is like, let me see.
Shout out to CJ Cool Herc. He said, like that is a play of headlines. Think of the intro. And remember when Drake said, "You gonna fuck around and maybe catch your body like that?"
Yeah, I do remember when That's when he first came out. That is kind of, and he's got the glove on, and he's got the people behind him, and yeah.
Okay.
Like that is a playoff headlines. Think of the intro and remember, you're gonna fuck around and make me catch a body like that.
I'm really like that head ass.
I'm really like that.
I can see it.
That's actually not a crazy reach or anything. Like, I'm really like
not.
that. And your best work was a light pack. There are bangers on To Pimp a Butterfly.
This man said it's a reach.
Yeah, all right. Hood politics. You ain't gotta lie, King. Yeah, he's right. There are bangers on To Pimp a Butterfly.
What do you think about those bangers, Difran?
I mean, hey, if you fucking with it, you fucking with it, dog. That's it. Like, all right. We gonna be all right. You gonna be all right, dog. You got it. All right.
You ain't gotta lie to kick in my dick.
I get it. We had the protest. We chilling. I get it, but it's like, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. King Kunta did ring off during that pop out shit. King Kunta did
like that was good stage. Like, oh shit, these were some these records was moving over here. Okay, but you know.
Bro, I've seen Kendrick live twice, and he's phenomenal. Yeah. Great. J. Cole's excellent too.
For sure.
When I saw J. Cole, I almost I pretty much cried, but I don't know if it was just the music or it was the Molly. Like, I don't know.
He's out of his music or the Molly.
It could have been the Molly. You ain't gotta try so hard.
Have you gotten
bro, people
go ahead.
I was in the comments, like it always baffles me. I was like, I could say, like, it's like I feel like when you don't suck the dick of an artist and say that everything is this amazing work, like
I know.
Do you not hear me say, "Damn, good, these are great"? Like those, like you don't even hear that. If I say "Damn" isn't my favorite, I mean not "Damn" to him, Butterfly, I was like, what? Like, bro, this is not my favorite album. Like, y'all act like Good Kid, Mad City and "Damn" is like some chump shit or something. I don't understand that logic, but it is what.
No, they're all of his projects are good. Like, he doesn't. Let's just be real. All of them are good. All like his catalog is pretty far.
I was gonna ask, like, have you gotten any like new brand deals or anything new behind the scenes that you've been working on? Like, as far as
well, Kyle from like Full Send Podcast Nelk.
Oh shit!
I think I'm gonna be on like part of Happy Dad. You know, like they're
oh, okay. I know Axe on that shit too. Okay.
Joining Team Happy Dad, I think.
Okay.
Like, so like they'll be like I think Akademiks is with them now too. But I think it's kind of dope because like Snoop is in there with them too. He's got like the Death Row grape flavor and shit.
Yeah.
So and he hits me up all the time. He's like a huge hip hop fan, right? So like that I'd rather have that be a brand I work with than do like a Cook Unity. Like, hey guys, fresh meals ordered straight to your door. Like,
hello,
like,
fresh head.
It's just like it's like I hate it, man. And you can like people will leave it in the comments too. They'll be like, we could see your soul die dirt when you got to do these ads. I'm like, I know. It's so like
I just like doing the ads that actually are like working with like brands that I actually use or I actually consume.
Yes. Well, like, you know, Culture Kings, I've been reaching out to them because all these hats behind me are from Culture Kings. So I'm like, yo, like, I would love to show like that for an ad. Like, yo, guys, check it out. They got the new camo buckets in. They got the corduroys in. Like, check this. But they haven't gotten back to me.
Yeah, like even shit like Price Picks, like with the Price Picks shit, I actually use Price Picks. Like, me and Difran be doing Price Picks.
I talk about them for free every day.
Yeah, like we talk about them for free. So it's like, you know, you know.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I left the agency that I was with. I quit. I'm not with them anymore. Who was doing like Cook Unit? I just told them like I'm kind of crazy for doing it because like I guess I'm dropping a bag, but I just want to do exactly what we just talked about. Like, have brands on the channel that make sense. Like, not just plug everything, right? Like, they were always hitting me with, hey, we got a contract for you. It's for a mobile game. I'm like, guys, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing an ad for a fucking mobile game, right? I'm just trying to find brands that make sense for not just me, but the audience too, right?
Yeah.
Like I've always,
because your audience is a little bit on the older side too. It's like 25 and up, right?
Yeah, 25 to 40, like 45, 25 to 40, but it's not lower than that. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I think I got like 1% that's in below like 19 or like I'm not tapped in with the youth. Let's just say.
The kids are definitely not watching an hour breakdown of a song. They're maybe you make it a couple TikTok, like you do like part 1, part 2, part 3 on TikTok.
Yeah.
Then they'll probably scroll through and see what's going on.
Raid Shadow Legends. That is the exact game that they wanted me to promote.
Oh yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm like, I don't play this shit. Like, I'm not gonna just come on and be like, hey guys, like, I mean, a lot of people do it because like people look at it like a business too, a lot of ways. And maybe I'm stupid for not doing that. But I want to keep it like authentic to myself too, and not like just be shilling everything. Like I just don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully,
especially not now when you're still growing technically.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm just trying to make all the right moves, kind of, and not just make everything about the money, because I feel like the money will just come, right?
Yeah. Especially if the views keep it's inevitable, really. Like,
yeah,
it's like $1 million of this, 100,000. Like, I gotta get in business with this guy.
Yeah. No, and then what's kind of crazy for me is like I'm like, how? Okay, I dropped Euphoria and it did great, and I'm like, how am I gonna like outdo this? Like, I don't think I'll be able to do that in 616. Like, I don't think. And then that one did even better, and now I'm like, what am I gonna do for Family Matters? Like, Family Matters is such a more surface level breakdown. Like it's not because I don't have to worry about Drake writing in someone's perspective or like he's not coming in with like this crazy type of writing that Kendrick
maybe if
does.
you broke down the video a little bit more in depth.
I'm going to do the video and the track together, right?
Yeah, because those are kind of like, if you go to the third verse, Kendrick just opened his mouth, somebody hit him a Grammy right now. It's like, okay.
Literally.
Kendrick is looked at as his Grammy artist. Every time he raps, he wins. Like that's like a
Yeah, facts.
Where's his uncle at? Because I don't talk to the man in the house. In Miss Morale, he has a trans, or I don't know what it was, trans woman, trans man, whatever. But yeah,
it's 2024, bro.
Salute to everybody. I don't know. Salute to everybody.
Yeah, it's 2024.
Salute to everybody.
Yeah, Family Matters should be easy. I don't think it's going to be easy because, like, push-ups was still like for push-ups. I looked into that line like I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. I'm like looking at that.
That was the gem that I thought everyone running with.
Everyone
like they are the ones that thought about it. Like, no, this is clearly from What's the Dirt's video. Like,
yeah, like I looked at that line for like a long time because it just seemed so weird to me, right? And then when I found the Tokyo girl, that's where it all kind of added up. But like shit like that, Drake does a lot of shit like that. I'm sure there's going to be things that I'm going to find in that Drake. Like I'm sure I'll be able to find some things that wasn't maybe caught or like I don't know. It's been out for so long now, so it's tough.
Yeah,
but like it is an amazing diss record, regardless of what you say.
Especially that guy with the bandana. Is that the guy that was supposed to be?
Who the fuck is that? Like, who's that supposed to be? I gotta figure that out. That's at the end of the video, so that's like the last part of the
last thing you gotta talk about.
That's the last thing I gotta like look into. But people are like, is it 10 Naughty Jake? Like, I don't think it's 10.
I see a lot of people say it's a Hell's Angel person.
Yeah, Hell's Angel. That's a Hell's Angel.
That's what and it's funny because the guy that was there, Mercules, like he was there with when they beat down Rick Ross. He's the fat dude that put his hood up and ran away.
Yeah, he was
I know him, right? So I hit him up after and I was like, yo, I seen you. I was like, you put your hood up pretty quick and dipped. And he was like, yeah. He's a rapper here in Canada, Mercules, right? And he's got a pretty good buzz here in Canada. But I also talked to him about because like people were coming up with all these conspiracies about him. And I was sharing them with him. I was like, yo, you're in the tinfoil hat club now, bro. Yeah, like the shit they were saying about him was so off. Like it was just nowhere close to like he has no ties to Drake whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like he has no ties to Drake.
Yeah, but anytime you're in Canada, everybody's gonna because Vancouver's like the west coast of Canada.
That's
like all
it's like
West
the
Seattle,
westernmost part.
It's like by Seattle and shit. Yeah, it's not even close.
That's
to
where I'm at in Canada right now. Yeah. Not Vancouver, but I'm on the west. But Yeah, like he has no, like I just think what it was like you came not like us as a record, like it's not. It's like he's talking about like Canada too in that, like you're not like us, like you're you know, you guys aren't like this, like we're the real deal. And I feel like just playing that in Canada is disrespectful. Is disrespect. Canadian here, we don't all represent Drizzy.
Facts.
No, that's true.
But as speaking as American, people are gonna look at all y'all as Drake.
Yeah.
Y'all are all Drake.
Nick said, better verse on unreleased Temptations, Dot or J?
I hope I listen to that.
That is an unreleased track that they had that was supposed to be on their joint album that they did. Like, you know what they didn't do? Like back in, and I can't even remember. I wish the Nick, I really wish it came out because it sounded like it was really good. But I can't remember off top who would have been better. Dre got 499. Thank you, bro. Dot saying he won't pass the ox means he steps on anything Drake drop for the rest of the year because it's up and they outside. Drake drop, Kenny drop. That's fire.
So you think, I can see Kendrick dropping when Drake drops, but Kenny, he would probably have to have some inside info to know that.
Yeah.
The drop.
This let's see.
That's interesting.
Temptations would have been dope if it was actually a official release. That's why I was thinking he might have been talking about J. Cole when he was like, fuck that single, fuck that album, burn that hard drive. I was wondering, like, because they had all these records together that they didn't put out, I was wondering, was he talking about J. Cole in that? Because I don't know who he's talking about. Burn that hard drive.
Bryce said, wait, you in Canada? You a traitor.
Yeah, I'm sure you get that a lot.
That's a Bryce.
People tell you like, "Oh, you're shitting on Drake." You
have to only speak, but you're gonna get that. You probably got a lot of praise. You probably got a lot of praise for Euphoria. And when you say anything good about Family Matters, that video they're gonna be like, "Oh, you love Drake." That's like,
I'm wondering how my Family Matters is going to be perceived because like I'm going to be talking very favorably about Drake and what he's doing on that record, and that's just what I'm just breaking down the records, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what people are gonna say about me then, but whatever. It is what it is, one by one, right?
Yeah, it's no that's not gonna watch. So I mean, whatever.
Like even the like I don't think when Drake says that his girl might have been cheating on him or whatever, or that they split up, I don't think that's all 100. I don't think that's completely out. Like just because they're dancing around in the video at the end, I don't think that means that they're together. I don't think that means all the stuff that Drake said was 100% a lie. Because Drake had this intel, like he was very confident that this was like the slam dunk. Like he felt like this was 100% true. And then Kendrick said on Euphoria, don't take it there. Like you don't want to take it there. Like if you take it there, I'm going to take it further.
Yeah.
Like what was he talking about? Like what was he alluding to there? Like take what where? Like what are you talking about? Drake, he only had push-ups out. He didn't really say much on there except for the Who Kid thing.
Yeah.
Which was cryptic.
Yeah.
Confidence don't equate to truth. I'm not saying that, but do you guys really feel like it's 100% not even possible that Kendrick was split for his girl, and the fact that he was cheating on her, you don't think it's possible that she fucked around on him at some point? Like it's completely out the window?
Yeah, for most fans, they're gonna say yeah. There's no way.
They're gonna say yeah.
There's no way Whitney could ever cheat on Kendrick. No way.
Never. She's loyal.
You guys don't think that?
No, I don't know what the chat thinks, but my thing is everything is because we don't know nothing about Whitney.
Yeah,
he said.
I don't know nothing about her. I don't know if she's a nice lady. I don't know nothing about her. I just know she's Kendrick's longtime girlfriend.
I'm just saying, I don't think that Drake just had all 100% lies. Like he was just so confident about this. And I do feel like I'm not saying that Dave Freed, that's his kid. I'm just saying that there may be some elements of truth in what he was saying.
Yeah. Because even I think the thing about him bringing up Kendrick beating on his girl, isn't necessarily to be like, hey, we need to get. I think it's more of a how can this guy stand on this moral, whatever he's trying to stand on, when he's doing these things? I think to me, that's the main point of the beating on her.
That was a great angle. No, like, and like him saying, you're the black messiah that wiped up a mixed queen. Like, stuff like that is that's a good angle too. Like,
you like vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. You like white, you black messiahs, like fucking white women. Like, that's you.
But that is all stuff that he talked about on Mr. Morel too.
Yeah.
But it is still a really good angle.
Yeah.
Drake's lines had truth. I just think Family Matters got overshadowed. Yeah, I don't think everything that Drake said was a fucking 100% lie. I don't. I really don't. Because even at the end, he was like, I came through with facts. You're running with this pedophile shit. Like, whatever. That's your angle, and so be it. Come to me when you got more facts or whatever. But like, and maybe that's just my take. My take is, and I'll never ever say it, and that's why I tell people in these breakdowns, like, I never claim what I'm saying is 100% fact. Like, I don't. There's just my perspective, right?
Yeah.
And an angle that didn't work. Yeah, it didn't. Amrel, he wouldn't defend himself if he was confident.
I think he had to address what was being said on Not Like Us, unless that's what he's talking about.
So you think he either beat his girl or his kid isn't his? I don't really know about the Dave Free or the kid thing. Like, if there's, is it possible that she fucked Dave Free? Maybe they fucked. Maybe that was the possibility that the kid could, like, I don't think the kid clearly looks like Kendrick. So I don't think the ears and everything, like, it does clearly look like
ears look like Kendrick ears.
It do look like Kendrick. Like, the kid looks spot on to Kendrick. So it's clearly is his child. But is it possible where he was like, I know that Dave fucked her, and there's a possibility? Like, was he alluding to it that way? Maybe. But then they're still close, him and Dave Free. So it's
yeah.
I just think that there's the possibility that they had some major issues between them, and that he wasn't lying about that. About Kendrick, why did you move to New York? Is it because you're living that bachelor life? I think that's true. I think that stuff like that is true. I believe.
Yeah.
Like, and just because you see them dancing like a happy family at the end, that don't mean, like, that's probably just for the video. I'm thinking, right? I don't think they could be co-parenting, but I think some things that he said in there could be true.
Yeah.
He talked about fucking white women on Mr. Morel. Well, he had the first time I fucked a white bitch. Like,
because even with that, like, oh, they're dancing together. It's like they could have just went to there. Like, I feel like people like act like these things are not possible. Like, people in the chat have parents, they have grandparents that probably been divorced, but they still meet. Like, so like, I don't want people act like these things are so foreign. Like, there's no way these things could ever happen. If they weren't together, there's no way she'd be in the video with the kids. Like, why wouldn't she? They can still be like cordial.
Bro, it's not uncommon for, like, if you're gonna, when you fuck around on your girl or whatever, for her to do some revenge fucking shit and then do the same thing. Like that happens all the time. So I'm just not saying, like, everybody painted everything that Drake said is a lie, and then everything that Kendrick said is 100% fact. Like, I don't think that's just the case, right? I think we can be objective and say that some of the shit that Drake said could have some elements of truth to it. And I'm going to talk about that on Family Matters. Like,
just depends. What is the majority of the fans care about? Do they care about the truth, or do they care about?
Well, that's all I'm trying to do. Like,
they care about narratives more than actual truth.
Like, one of the biggest problems that we've seen in this beef, especially in the mainstream media, is people had great difficulty with being unbiased, and I'm just trying to come in unbiased, and that's what I've been doing from the fucking beginning. So I'm not doing anything different for Drake on this Family Matters record, just because how the beef ended up, or because the public might not like what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
it is what it is, right?
Yeah, because we drop Meet the Grams, they're just gonna be like, I like that.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
1 million views, 5 days.
I know we're going for 2 hours. My last point with the Kendrick thing is, like, I think his narrative, the pedo narratives work a lot because of the text message we see, the Millie Bobby saying something to the girls, whatever. I think that the one that really went home as well is that cultural narrative, because we talked about it before we got on the show, like the whole America with the race thing and stuff like that is a real emotional topic. So when you bring up that colonizer using black people for whatever, when you bring that up, a lot of black Americans, they resonate with that. Oh, he is doing that? So that's a great angle for him to go off, because a lot of narratives, in my opinion, are built off being able to use other people's emotions. And when you're able to emotionally get people charged, then you win. It's a great angle. And he used it.
Those types of things, like those types of cultural things like that, for me are like some of the hardest things to talk about, because I'm a white dude from Canada. So when I get into talking about stuff like that, I always know I got to be extremely tactful and be like 100% right about what I'm saying. Yeah. So maybe I'll have to hit you guys up on some shit.
When you get to the part where you talking about, once upon a time in Atlanta, they was enslaved. You have to, all right, how much about this?
Yeah. In
Atlanta, they were enslaved. They did have to make railroads.
There's a history there. There's a reason why he picked Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Sorry. Leave Whitney alone, guys. Geesh. I'm not like she is at the center of the beef, though. You can't just because she's Whitney not talk about it. Like, I mean, it's a part of the beef. Do I like Dot said don't pass the ox. He wouldn't offend let me see. Tasha H, not like us, Canada top 10. How is it disrespectful? I'm not saying it's disrespectful to the masses of Canada for Rick Ross to come in here and play not like us, but in a place that's heavily dominant with Hell's Angels, people who don't they do not stand for disrespect. It makes sense that they reacted that way to me. I don't think Drake hired them or anything. In fact, I know he didn't, but that's why that happened. Dre got Kenny was acquitted of all charges, though. Drake sus. What do you mean by that, though? Because
was he acquitted of those charges, or did he get a crisis management team to clean up the fact he beat on his queen?
Well, I'm looking like this whole thing about him with the charges. I'm going to be looking into that as closely as possible. And like I said, I'm going to try and talk with the security guard, and really, I'm trying to get in touch with this guy to have a chat with him. But someone said up there that they said there's a difference in being unbiased and claiming unsubstantiated shit. But if that were the case, it would be the same for Drake too, because there's no substantiated proof that Drake is a pedophile, but everyone's saying that about him. There's little tiny things that's weird, but there's no solid 100% evidence of it. Did you see Akademiks cover how Kendrick recently finalized a house purchase in LA and that Whitney was with Kendrick in New York waiting on their LA house? I did not see that. If that's true, then yeah, if something like that, if something like that were true, which I will find out doing the research, then they'll seal the deal on that.
How do you go about like finding your research? Well, I don't want like the secret formula or anything.
There is no secret formula. It's just
okay. So you don't have like no third party like helping you. You just
Google no. It's all me. It's all me, and it's all way too much time on the internet and going down rabbit holes. And
because how you found that Tokyo and Japan shit, I'm like, no one else covered.
Bro, let's get right over that bar.
Yeah,
it everyone takes a lot. Takes a lot. Let's see what else they're saying. Want to see as much proof as possible. Hire a private and get investigator. No, I'm good on my own. I'm gonna do what I can do. I don't think Kendrick and Whitney relationship is our business, but it's part of the beef. Like it's not. I wouldn't be looking into this just on my own accord. But if we're talking about breaking down these records and breaking it down the way that it should be broke down, then it's part of it. Do you guys agree?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
because I mean that was you can't not talk about Whitney when that was one of Drake's main angles.
Yeah,
so that's one of his main angles. Then you have to discuss everything that goes into it, regardless if it's true or not. You still got to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Dave, Kendrick, Whitney all went to HS together. Dave is the reason Doc got signed to TDE. He's probably the kid's godfather. Yeah, but all those things, like fucked up shit happens in like family and friends dynamics all the time. I highly doubt they get together as a family if they were truly not on good terms. I didn't say they're not on good terms. I'm just saying, guys, like, it seems like anything that Kendrick said about Drake, people are saying is like facts, like just going so hard on it.
Yeah.
And then anything that Drake brought up is 100% like lie. Don't even look into it. No, it's not true. Don't even bother. Like, I'm gonna look into it just like I did for the other beef, like I'm for the other records, right? That's all I'm saying. And right now, as it stands right now, I'm not gonna sit here and say 100% no, everything that Drake said on Family Matters is bullshit.
Yeah, because even like for Kendrick, people are like, oh, leave Whitney alone. It's like, let's say that the daughter thing was true. You had Kendrick fans finding random ass little girls from J. Cole videos and all kind of shit. Like, this is his daughter. So it's like, let's not try to, we're bringing kids in this. Like, that little girl, if it wasn't real, who knows if it's real, not real. I'm going to go on the side, it's not real. That's the thing to be brought. Nobody knew about this person at all. And people online, Kendrick fans are trying to dox the little girl. So it's like, stop all that sympathetic bullshit. You're only sympathetic to one side.
Yeah, like I'm doing exactly what I like. People are gonna obviously hate my Family Matters. Like, a lot of these guys are gonna hate it because I'm going to break it down how Drake wanted it to be broken down, like the perspective of Drake, like what it could mean, right? Like, I'm deep diving on that. This is not a one-sided fucking channel. Like, I'm sorry, like it's just not, and it's never going to be.
Yeah, because even I saw this chick. She said Pusha T said the daughter's real. So like, look at y'all. So Pusha T said it. So I was like,
it got to be real.
Like, come on, the bias is like right in there. Like, come on.
Like, yeah, it's a lot of
bias. They don't even try to hide their biases, man. It's crazy.
Pusha T said it. What does that mean?
But yeah, Pusha T.
Salute.
Yeah,
Kendrick's a goat. He's top 5, whatever.
Who already hates Drake, right?
Top 5.
The video, Not Like Us, one court of opinion for Ken is what I meant. All the wedges Drake alleged was debunked in our eyes. True or false? Makes Family Matters not hit. I agree. I'm coming out to gate like a million times over. Drake did not win this. He looks ridiculous. Like, he lost badly. But that don't mean I'm just gonna glance over Family Matters and not look into any of the things he talked about, and just not even do it properly.
I just find this whole shit to be funny because just to say hypothetically, Drake.
See, now they're saying stuff like this. Look, I guess that OVO check cleared for dirt. Like, that type of stuff irritates me, right?
I don't know if people be trolling or not, because even somebody
said, trolling. They are trolling. Yeah.
Somebody just said Pusha T found Drake's other hidden child. Like, there wasn't an entire Adidas rollout about to be. We already knew Kanye told him that. Like, it's like, bro, y'all be just saying shit.
Yeah, it's like where did. I mean, he did. Pusha T found Drake's hidden child before, which probably came from Kanye, I'm assuming. I believe that to be true. But I'm not, I'm going to break down the records the way that they need to be broken down. And it's not going to change because it's Drake.
Man, get us the real information so we can use it.
Yeah, like that's
arguments.
That's it.
That's the thing. People don't care about the real information. People don't care. They care about the narratives more than the actual truth. They don't care about that shit.
They do. They do.
But they're not going to use.
I found an article for 2016 where Whitney filed for some shit. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm just saying that just because they had that little moment at the end of the video, that does not mean that they're together and that everything's amazing, right? It just doesn't. Do you care about Drake hanging with minors? Yes, I do care about Drake hanging with minors.
See, you notice how it's only shitting on Drake? It's never
not even that. Fuck that. We've already acknowledged that. Yes, that is. You gotta say it again. Drake dealing with minors is bad. That is a bad thing.
Acting like we're in agreement with that.
Horrible. You should not deal with minors if you are a grown man. I mean, like, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, if Drake is fucking with minors, and this is true, he deserves to be locked up. He deserves to be in jail. He deserves to be just like that owl at the end of the video, in a fucking cage. But if he's not doing that, I feel bad for him because the whole world is calling him a pedophile.
Oh, that was funny. He only has a minor problem.
Drake only has a minor problem.
That's funny. Oh my god.
You guys are crazy, man. I believe Push claimed on Budden's podcast that he went into off a woman who was sleeping with OVO 40. Yeah, I think he just
my opinion on that, might say it's biased. I think that's just fluff it up.
I think that's just a chess move to get in his head, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
To fuck with him. I think Kanye is the one who did it. I think he told Kanye when he was in Wyoming, and then, you know, he did what he did with it.
So, but, like, yeah, after you break down all these other videos, like what other, like, outside of this beef, what other videos do you have maybe planned? Because I know you did like the whole, I think it was the Nas video back then.
I got lots of plans. Like, there's one of the things I really want to do is, because now that this beef is like, we've learned so much from the beef, right? And now that we've got all this new information, there's a lot of old records with subliminals in the past that we missed because there were little shots that we didn't catch. I guarantee. Just even from Future and Ross, and like there's the Weeknd. Like, I'm learning that, you know, you can't skip past the singing songs, like, because there's potential shots in there too.
Yeah.
So like when I'm listening to the Weeknd, which I'm not really listening to the Weeknd that much, but I'm not thinking, oh, is there like a shot at Drake in here? But now I'm gonna be a little more keen to that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like going back through the catalogs and reading the lyrics.
What you do, Joe Budden, his old disses.
I'm doing all Joe Budden's diss tracks, and I'm gonna show people, because people were saying Joe was crazy. He didn't pass the baton to Pusha to Kendrick. Well, he did, because Joe put out 4 diss tracks to Drake, and 90% of the stuff that was covered from Kendrick in the beef was used by Joe. That's nothing against Kendrick. Nothing against Kendrick at all. I'm just saying that Joe hatched a lot of these fucking shots years ago. Joe was one of the first people to bring up in an interview back in like 2015 or 2016, he talked about Drake getting liposuction. And that it didn't go viral. No one picked it up. I can't remember. It was a female who was interviewing him, some radio show or some shit. But yeah, he brought that up a long time ago. He brought up a lot of these things a long time ago. He said, we want a party album, but you keep taking all the parties album to put it on your party album. Like, damn. He said, you kept going up on Tuesdays. Now the Weeknd just hates you. Fire. Stuff like that. Joe, and I talked to Joe in Danny's Spaces, and I asked him, I was like, how do you feel about me covering these old Drake records that you did? I would love it if you would.
Oh, he would love that.
No, he would eat that shit up. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he's like, you have my full permission. He's like, I love your content. He's like, go ahead. He's like, break them down. Yeah. Because he's never had that done before, right? With his
I've never seen anybody break down the Joe Budden disses. I haven't seen it.
Have it be like the topic of conversation where other people are talking about it on Twitter, and like, oh, like then they're starting to find out certain things from that video. Yeah, I think
what did they mean? Shit. Stop trying to take Kendrick's moment.
What does that mean? What?
I don't know how long you've been in here, Alicia, but I have been talking about how Kendrick absolutely destroyed Drake this whole entire time. About him, how amazing the video was, how him celebrating his win on stage was crazy, and we've never seen anything like it in hip hop ever. Like, all I've been doing is talking about how amazing that was. Y'all remember when Common dropped Canada Dry? Yes.
Yeah.
You ain't wet nobody. You Canada Dry. I always thought the bar was in.
Yeah, but you stay scheming.
Stay scheming.
They gonna get mad.
But it bothers me when the gods get to acting like the broads.
I will say though, Meg Thee Stallion, and I know Wordu, he hate Meg Thee Stallion. Bryce, they hate Meg Thee Stallion.
I don't hate Meg Thee Stallion.
He popped off the dissing. You know, she went at Drake. She went at Nicki. She went at Tory fans. She popped off the year of the dissing. Right, we got her and Nicki Then we got it's a fact. Her, Nicki. Then it was what Ice Spice and all them. That was
It was Lotto and Ice Spice. Yeah,
that was during the Kendrick shit though, right? And
Quavo and Chris Brown was
during the Kendrick shit.
That was before.
Yeah. So the ladies popped it off, and then obviously we got the main.
Yeah. No, I feel like
that was a starter, and then we got the main.
I feel like there's not even like artists looking at like because beef has just been something that's been non-existent really for so long, and I feel like now this probably like opened a lot of ears and eyes. Like, oh shit, this is like this can get me popping. This whole beef shit. Yeah. Like I'm sure the executives are looking at it, like at the labels, because this whole beef Drake Kendrick made a lot of money.
For sure. What not like it's got like 400 million streams already on Spotify?
How many views do it have on YouTube? As a K-Dot fan, I appreciate the objective view, even though K-Dot won in the KO. Appreciate you showing that Drake did come with enough fire requiring Kendrick to come with finishing blows. Yeah, exactly, man.
27 million views already.
27?
27 million, yeah.
I figured it'd have more than that, to be honest with you. I mean, it only came out 4 days ago, right?
They didn't pull the bots out on it yet.
He didn't pull the bots. I was trying to get the chat going.
K-bots.
Gotta get them going, man.
What's the dirt? You don't think Drake has more in the clip for Kendrick? I don't think he had anything after Family Matters, really. I thought that he thought that was his slam dunk. He could have more later. I don't know.
I hope he doesn't. As a Drake fan, I just hope he just leaves it alone.
Yeah, no fabricating.
I don't know what angle he could go with to even try to
sit out for like the rest of this year. Is not your year, Drake. Every other year besides this year was your year. You can Drake, you'll be fine. Just sit down, record a bunch of music, and have it ready for all next year to the point where you don't even have to record shit next year. Just chill out, record a bunch of music. You'll be good next year. This year is not your year. I'm sorry.
No, it's definitely not his year. This is like
you just came out tour and then he came out. It's like he was more prepared. You were on tour. Like
they're right though. They're saying that the Family Matters was his red button. Yeah, that was his nuke. Clearly.
Yeah.
Yo, for sure. Guys, your keys?
So first it was Meg Thee Stallion, then Future and Metro, then the floodgates open.
Yo, boys, I'm actually gonna bounce.
Let's end it.
Yeah, all right, man.
Let's do this again, though, man. This was fucking dope. I enjoyed this.
Sir, you should live stream more, bro. I don't know why you don't. Maybe make it like another YouTube channel. Maybe
I'll be working, man.
Because all it's going every time. You got to think about it, every time you go live. All it's going to be is why are you live and not making a video?
That's true. That's true. I still got a little bit of leeway right now because the breakdown I just put out is only like a week old. But if I start like live streaming next week, I'll get heat, or the week after, especially. What's the ETA next video? I can't 100%. It's coming in July. It will drop in July. Okay. So that's all I could tell you. Do more live streams. I'll definitely try.
My fucking screen froze.
How do you turn it off, guys?
I have no idea. My screen froze.
Where do we gotta turn it off? Oh, Lord have mercy.
He's gone.
We gotta come on. His screen. He since it's his live, he got to make it go off. I mean, you can leave, you can dip. I think it'll like. You can actually end it on your channel if you want to. You can just put like.
I just go leave studio.
No, like you see, you on your computer. If you go to the top right where it's your channel, you can put like remove. It'll take it off your thing. It'll be up on his still, but then you can just dip.
All right, here.
He got to come in and
remove.
All right,
all right, end it. Wordu, end the live.
Okay. No, I was.
Shout out to everyone in the chat showing love.
He freezing. Hurry up or you freeze.
All that good shit. I'm freezing again?
Yeah, you freeze. Just end it, dog. Just end it. It's salute to everybody.
We out.
My man's shooting this on a fucking potato.
I'm telling you, my camera does this shit, bro.